know what Sony had? The Holy Trinity. Leo, Brad, and Margot. Who do you have?
Hello and welcome to Boy Party, the podcast about movies where two major stars share the screen and battle it out for screen time, top billing, the fatter paycheck, and the most acclaim. My name is Lucian Watt Daly, and I'm joined, as always, by the goth hacker I have enlisted to solve a 40-year-old murder mystery, Shane Kelly. And returning to the show, for the first time since last year's Triple Frontier episode, podcaster and journalist extraordinaire Dave Hanratty is back. Hello, hello.
Lucian, can I call you Lucian?
You can.
I want you to help me catch a partier of boys.
Very good. When did you come up with that?
On the way over.
You are...
In work, actually, in the bathroom.
Very good. You are the person we know most likely to have a dragon tattoo.
I don't.
Can you? Is there anything close to a dragon? I'm looking at those who don't see
Do you have
Dave.
a girl with the dragon tattoo?
No,
Yes.
I don't. I have tattoos.
Dave's got lots of tattoos.
They're like, how would you describe them to the listener?
Perhaps our first guest with tattoos on the show.
That can't be right.
No.
Who has tattoos?
There's no way. I have
I
something
don't.
vaguely like, I wouldn't say like feminine, but there is kind of a...
Oh, yeah, that's
slight thing
cool.
there, yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
no,
cool.
no dragon tattoos at all.
But some
Nothing-
of these have a bit of like David Fincher-y vibe to them, like
Maybe, yeah.
Zodiac killer kind of.
Thanks.
Not to label you as a supporter of serial killing, but a bit of Zodiac imagery there. Yes, when I was a teenager, I thought that it would be really funny to make a film called The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But in hindsight, there's no joke. That's not a joke.
No,
Then
Funkies
didn't
are
they
bad.
do
Well, I
that?
just made that joke a couple of seconds ago. So
Didn't they do like the woman across the street
from the window
girl
with
in the train or some bullshit? Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we talked about that on Nocturnal Animals episode.
we were,
Yeah, because we were talking about like
woman in the window.
woman in window films. Yeah. Welcome, Dave. There's nobody better to come on to talk about a movie that starts with a Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Karen O cover of Led Zeppelin classic and maintains that spirit throughout. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. What is your relationship with the IP of the Stieg Larsson series? Have you ever read the books?
Yes, because I actually worked in a bookstore. I worked in Waterstones and Drogheda when I was doing kind of seasonal Christmassy stuff.
Okay.
And at the time, when the Millennium Trilogy, as it was known, the 3 books read, it was, and I always try and remember them off. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
Yes.
Girl Played with Fire, and the Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest.
Hornet's Nest.
I think that one had just come out, and so you had. This is like back in what I'm talking 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Books were flying, guys, and let me tell you, we couldn't have enough of them in the shop, and we would actually make weird like fucking trees out of them on the ground, like these like big stacks of books.
Wow.
And like we know, and they would all sell the red cover, the blue cover, the green cover.
my
They
God.
were a license to print money, and so I read them.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that they were very good. I stopped reading during the third one.
Okay.
So the first one I thought was intriguing, but really punishingly overwritten.
Yes.
And also, I know there's elements of it in this film, but so Stieg Larsson obviously wrote these books. He died before they were published.
Yeah, I think he hands in the manuscripts and then he dies.
Yeah, and it's so
the
clear.
Main character is obviously an avatar for him.
An unbelievable bed hopping James Bond, because like
What if I was the most attractive man in the world and I helped to save women constantly and was a hero?
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And in the film, fair enough, Daniel Craig has, he does well for himself in that regard. In the book, I'm pretty sure Blomkvist shags like
Every speaking
11
character?
different
Yeah.
women. Like
Christopher
it's-
Plummer, Skarsgård, everybody.
It's ridiculous.
Insane.
And it's so it's punishingly overwritten in general. You could easily lose like 200 pages, but it was a page turner, and I understood the appeal of it. The second one, it gets more ridiculous. The second one introduces her half brother, who's like this 7 foot tall wrestler type biker man who can't feel pain.
Oh, God.
And her father's in it as well, who she set on fire. It goes in just.
This is Dan Brown territory.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
big
these
time.
are Dan. It's
Yeah.
post Dan
Are they?
Brown in a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, it
like,
is, yeah.
And I do think that this film,
A lot of symbolism and looking at clues.
this movie is a little bit of like the Da Vinci Code, like turning a book that isn't really blockbuster material into a blockbuster movie.
Yeah,
kind
and
of
Fincher
energy.
is a great guy to do
Yeah.
that, as I'm sure we'll discuss.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave up on the books because I just got really bored during the third
Yeah,
one. The third
yeah.
one I think is her going on trial, which is intriguing enough.
And I heard there's a lot of emails in those books.
Oh
as well,
my God.
which would be maybe tough to make into compelling cinema.
So many emails. If I recall correctly, there might even be like outline boxes of emails.
Oh
in
my
this.
God.
I could be wrong on that one. Maybe that's my brain tripping over itself. But yeah, the kind of book you read on a bus, on a train, and be like, "Grand." I remember like it's funny you mentioned Da Vinci Code. I remember a friend of mine was going to college when that book was all the rage.
Yeah.
And he literally was like, you get on the fucking train in the morning, it's a Dan Brown invention.
I think
back
Shane
when we
and-
didn't have smartphones, guys.
Yeah, Shane and I both, I think, read the Dan Brown books way too young Did you as well?
No,
I myself
caught
and
up
Mike,
with them after the fact.
Oh, Michael did then. I read the Dan Brown books between the ages of like 8 and 10. And I remember like my aunts and uncles being like, why are you letting him read this shit? My parents were like, I don't know. He's reading something.
It's sexy and religious.
Yeah,
it is for kids.
Those books are for kids, though.
For kids.
Do you remember they brought out the Harry Potter adult books, as in they give you like a cover of an old train or something on it?
Oh, I had one or two of those.
So adults could read
yeah.
it and not feel socially stigmatized.
They should have done kid version of the... Sorry. They did a teen version of the Da Vinci Code.
Did they?
They actually rewrote the book. He, I guess, approved of it. They rewrote the book as like in more teen... No, those books are already written for kids. It was written in like teen-friendly language.
Sure, all they had to do was change the adjectives they use when describing the women, like walking downstairs. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they put it out with like a very like Hunger Games-y looking cover.
Does Paul Bettany say lols as he hits himself with a cat and nine tails?
Yeah. And it was Da Vinci Code for kids. They should have done that with the girl with the dragon tattoo.
You can't. How could you?
You just take out all of the horrible sexual violence.
Which, in fairness, my whole big criticism about this book and this film and Fincher's version as well is I wish the Fincher version, and I love this, I think this film is a masterpiece.
Right.
I didn't initially, but I do now. I wish he had the Stones and his writer Steven Zalian to just get rid of the rape subplot entirely.
Yeah.
Because
it's not necessary.
It is completely unnecessary.
And I don't think any of us are people to talk about films having unnecessary sex scenes in them. This is a weird case where I'm like, yeah, actually, I don't think it is adding much.
My take on it is this, and look, I'm keenly aware that this is three men talking about the girl with the dragon tattoo, and by all means, like, disregard these opinions if you must. My take on rape as a piece of genre fiction construction, as a device or whatever, is like, first of all, I don't think it's ever really all that necessary in a thing. I mean, I'm sure there's an entire genre of rape revenge. I'm not saying like get rid of it. I'm not being Helen Lovejoy here, but like I think if you're going to use it, you've got to have a good fucking reason.
I think in this, it is ultimately shock factor.
She is the same character before and after, and I don't know why it's there.
And also, the villain situation is not the main antagonist of the film. He doesn't really have a plot line out of that specific instance with her. And like, the idea of her, she's not someone who at any point needs to be broken for the sake of the role. Like, you meet her immediately, and you're like, all right, she's kind of
she has it together. She's very capable.
The character is established from the first second she's on screen.
Yeah, and look, this isn't me looking for fucking feminist.
No, but it's obviously salacious stuff that was selling the books.
Even when I read the book, I remember literally reading it, being like, "Why is this here?" Like, it doesn't make any. Now, I will say, do you know the original title of the book?
Men Who Hate Women.
No,
great title.
Thank you. Stay with me because I think that's an incredible title.
Yeah.
And people got really upset about that and are and even when you say I think it's a brilliant title, they're like, what? Like, that's why it's a brilliant fucking title. Because a lot of men hate women, and that sucks, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. But that's what this is about. That's what the entire thing is about.
I don't know. I was thinking watching it, like, obviously they had already rebranded the books in English as Dragon Tattoo. Would Fincher have tried to make a case to Sony and the producers, we should go back to the original title list? Of course not.
He doesn't care enough.
Too much of and it was too much of a brand at that point.
And also, Fincher, as much as I adore him and think he is an incredible auteur, or whatever,
famously a great director of women and films for women.
but okay, a legitimately great director of trash novels.
Yeah.
If you give him Gone Girl, you give him Girl with Dragon Tattoo, you give him The Accidental Billionaires, and he gives you The Social Network, and he gives you an incredible version of Gone Girl. He gives you this. Like, he elevates airport novels, airport books to an insane degree.
Yes.
So I doubt he gives a fuck about what it's called. He's just more like, can I hire my team? Can I get this cast? Can I make it 2 hours and 50 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever? But yes, no, I do think there's a case out there for, as you correctly allude to, a much less commercially successful thing. Yeah. But like, if I called the book Men Who Hate Women, it's like American Psycho. Like, I think it's that charge. Now, granted, the material here doesn't necessarily back it up, and I do want to clarify this point. I don't hate women. I really, I sound like fucking Frank McCourt now. I love women. Yeah. But like, it's such an incredible, evocative title.
Oh, it's great.
You have an opinion of it immediately. Now, I guess it didn't matter in the end because they went with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which makes it like a swashbuckling adventure.
It's a superhero movie.
Like, it's not.
Yeah,
so.
About a cool hacker girl. Like, that's what it is. How does this tie into the early 2000s like techno thriller stuff that we like to call computers are cool movies, like Swordfish?
No, it's beyond it.
It's beyond it?
It's beyond it.
It's
Antitrust.
It's Antitrust we just watched recently. It's kind of that on a massive scale, though, because ultimately, the second she gets involved in the murder mystery, it does provide a fast track to answers, which I think is narratively unfulfilling.
Yeah, it's like she can just get what she wants immediately, and that is...
She's a cheat code.
Yeah, like if you took all the circumstances of this film and dropped it into the 1970s, you would have to actually do the work to explain what's going on without the cheat code of the computer and the hacker, which is frustrating, but also...
But there's never a 180-degree camera swing around her while she's on a screen.
No, which is interesting because Fincher has literally the year previous proven himself to be one of the greatest directors of computer scenes in Social Network, which has a kind of a good, interesting version of the camera swinging around the guy on his computer stuff that we like to reference in Swordfish.
Were you referring to the office scene mostly? Or?
No, I'm talking about that whole film. People are on computers.
There.
I mean, the first 25 minutes of Social Network, he's sitting in a room on a computer being angry about Rooney Mara. It's not a whole million miles away from what's in
but
this
it's not. We're well beyond computers are cool at this stage.
Well, of course we are. Now computers are, they just are in 2011. And now computers are terrible. We've swung the other direction.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Swedish film?
No, I bought it on DVD back when I was in college because I bought a bunch of journalists. I did a thesis about the portrayal of the journalist in cinema, which I wish I could write that now because I totally phoned it in and did not do a good thesis at all. But I bought a bunch of DVDs of that time, and that was one of them, and I just never watched it. There you go. But I went to watch it there for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
And I was willing to pay $3.99 on Apple, and it's not on Apple. It's not on anything. Okay. So I just didn't watch it.
So what I watched was, it turned out, the first episode of a 6-part mini-series re-edit of the 3 Swedish movies
How
that
did
they
you
did.
find this?
Sorry, what?
That's
what it turned out to be.
Pirate Bay. Yeah, I found out what it was. They cut the 3 movies into 6 extended 90-minute TV episodes.
Right.
Which is why the 90 minutes that I watched only went up to the resolution of the torture basement scene. And I then went and watched the Fincher movie the next day and didn't understand why there was 55 minutes of the film left after the torture basement, because I had just watched the Swedish, what I thought was...
So you thought it was the teenage version.
I thought it was a censored, cut down 90-minute version, but it turns out it was actually only the first half of the first movie.
So it was much more coherent than
I thought. Yeah, nothing was actually missing.
They used to do that, like The Godfather. There's a TV series version of that.
Even recently, Baz Luhrmann recut Australia as Far Away Down.
Fucking hell, I couldn't...
A 6-episode show.
That popped up in something, and I was like, what is this? This looks like the film Australia. But
so that's an existing film they're recutting.
15 years later, took his film, added in extra scenes, and made it a TV show.
Baffling that nobody watched or paid attention to whatsoever.
People are just addicted to making TV shows, and we have to do something about it.
The torture basement sequence in the Swedish version, I'm guessing they don't use Enya in the...
No, they didn't use any music, I don't think. It was just nothing. The actor playing the Skarsgård role was not interesting. The Swedish version is actually not... I didn't think it was... Okay, I watched 90 minutes of a fucking 3-hour TV version.
I think it was made for TV in the first place. So I could be
No,
wrong
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, because it's all different directors in the 3 films. No, it was redone as TV after. I thought it was all right. I'm not so... I don't adore the Fincher movie enough that I hold it in that I thought the other one was like spitting on its legacy or anything. I thought that...
So the Swedish film is... The full Swedish film
is
just the first book.
No, there's 3 Swedish films. 3 books, 3 films.
Okay,
a trilogy.
Right, gotcha.
They were all released
they were all
very close proximity before this came out.
Okay.
So they obviously spawned the career of Noomi Rapace, who was actually making a Hollywood name for herself at right around the time that this movie comes out. Like, she was in a film that will come up in our box office game later on, and then Prometheus, and was like being touted as a star. An actress I've never really liked or found.
She's great in Prometheus.
You think she's great in Prometheus?
I love that film, though.
I like that film, but I've never thought she was the best part of it.
Fantastic. I mean, like the ending when it gets to the scene where she's pleading with Idris Elba, and she literally, I get chills every time she does the thing where she's like, you know, if you don't, there won't be a home to go back to. I'm like, oh god, this rules. I hate that film when I first saw it, and I absolutely adore it.
I like the film. I find her and then Catherine Waterston in Covenant to be 2 weak elements of those 2 films. When they're stepping into the Sigourney Weaver role, I felt like there maybe could have been something.
How was the late Michael Nyqvist?
He's good in it. He's good. He's no Daniel Craig. Michael Nyqvist's funny. Like, he's the villain in Ghost Protocol. That guy?
Oh, he's a non-engineer.
Mr. Carpark?
He gets like 3...
Mr.
Carpark. Cobalt. Well remembered. He gets like 3 scenes.
Was Cobalt not the code name of the Oireachtas member?
Yes, it is.
What else is he in? He's in one other Hollywood film. Is he in a Bond?
He's in John Wick.
Oh, John Wick.
He's in the original John. He's the final boss in the original John Wick.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good in the 90 minutes of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo that I saw. I thought it was fine. I thought it was clearly taking every single word of the book and putting putting it on screen, and I found it slightly easier to follow narratively than the Fincher movie, because I find the mystery in this weird and complicated, and I need it explained to me, even though I know it's actually really simple, but I think I overthink it as a result. I thought the Swedish movie was doing a better job.
I can see that completely,
spelling that out.
Yeah, it's funny as well that this film hinges on a reveal in which the guy thinks he's being tormented for 40 years, but he's actually not.
He's being sent little presents.
He's being sent a nice gift, and it's like, why didn't you just tell him you're alive? Like, it's just like...
So the mystery in this, my issue with this, I think, first of all, that this film is a little bit diminishing returns from David Fincher doing serial killer stuff. I think that he, like, puts all of his energy into Seven in terms of the type of creepy, freaky shit that he wants to do in this area. And then I think Zodiac is
the journalism element of it.
The journalism element, not a film I really love either, though. And then I think this is like he's running out of even more gas, and it's like the third time he's dealing with this kind of stuff, and it doesn't feel to me like his whole heart is in it, and certainly not in the murder mystery, which he's clearly not that interested in. And what he's interested in is the relationship between the two characters, which is great.
Yeah.
And the performances of the two of them are fantastic, and they're so good together, but they don't share the screen for the first half of the film, and then they're probably only on screen together for like 20 minutes.
It is funny rewatching this, because I've seen this film now a bunch, and I found myself forgetting how long they are separated.
It's insane.
And I did think of it this time from the perspective of someone who's never seen it before and is going in as a casual viewer. Yeah. It's fucking mental just how long they are not on screen together. Like, how much you have two narratives running like parallel. Yeah. You should know as a seasoned viewer of anything that of course these things will link up together, but people are very impatient and people are very dumb, and they will be like, who's she? Yeah, what's he doing? Why? Like, why am I watching? It's a bit like, and I kind of was like, Jesus. Like sometimes I do. Not that I think I'm fucking. Hello, I'm so intelligent. It's not that. I've just seen a lot of fucking movies.
Yeah.
And so because I saw this in, I think it was a Movies at Swords on a Saturday night.
Oh wow.
Packed house, by the way. And let me tell you,
we saw the
that rape
killer.
Scene comes on. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is uncomfortable.
We saw The Killer in Movies at Dundrum on a Sunday night, and I think there was 2 people there.
I love that film as well. I think it's excellent. But yeah, no, there is. It's the kind of film that, like, if my mother watched it, she wouldn't have a fucking clue. I don't mean, I'm not saying my mother sucks.
No, but it's
but like she just wants something straightforward and
inaccessible for something that was touted as a huge blockbuster adaptation of a blockbuster book.
But I also don't think if I understood the plot better, I would have enjoyed it anymore.
Right. Well, it's because it's not a very interesting mystery.
I also feel like I understand the beats. I kind of am able to identify who the bad guys are to look out for, and then it's more just enjoying watching the interactions rather than really caring what the murders happened 60 years beforehand.
Yeah, but like ultimately the murder hasn't happened. So it is a living, breathing mystery. But you don't know that at the start. You start the film thinking that it is a cold case, and you end the film knowing that it is actually a living mystery. And I feel like that you need to know that from the beginning in some capacity to not just be like, who cares?
But they've stopped. They end up stopping an active serial killer. Who, depending on which version of the text...
irrespective of the actual mystery they're solving.
Sure, but also, depending on which version of the text you read or read into...
Yeah.
Like this guy's credited with maybe killing 100 different women. He is like prolific, and it kind of doesn't... It buries Lee there a little bit.
Yeah.
So, had either of you hadn't read the books? You hadn't...
No. I watched this about 4 years ago.
Okay, so when you went in for the first time... Because again, I'm of the opinion that... You cast Stellan Skarsgård in this.
Oh, of course. His name comes up in the opening
it's
credits,
him, yeah.
And you go, oh, he's going to be up to some evil shit here.
Like,
nasty Swedish guy.
And even, he turns up and his character is so, helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, give him whatever he needs.
And he's like,
you really need to finish this book.
You should consider me as a suspect. No.
Well, I guess if that came out now, you would take him as the nice guy.
Stellan Skarsgård.
I don't know.
You think he's rebranded himself in the last 9 months?
It's also because he's a biggish name and he's way down the cast, and you're like, why is Stellan Skarsgård here?
He's overqualified to be random cousin or uncle.
Yeah, he is. But he's very good in it. In fairness,
he is good.
I think everyone's good here.
Everyone's good here. I mean, it's funny. There's kind of not as many recognizable faces as you'd expect for a film with this big of a budget. There's Craig and Mara. There's Christopher Plummer, who's great in this and is on his run of creepy grandpa parts that kind of runs from Inside Man to this to All the Money in the World to Knives Out, and it's a great 80s and he's doing all this in his 80s and in his 90s. Great last 10-15 years of a career to have had. He wins his Oscar the year after this, But he is also, I think, playing a little bit with the persona from The Sound of Music, where he's like, friendly World War II, nice captain man. And then he's doing this kind of like post-World War II Nazi history roles in Inside Man and this, where I think...
there's Nazis in our family. There's one over there.
Yeah, it's a really fun thing with his persona that he's doing.
He's great. No, he's
amazing.
He's very lovable, and he is vulnerable, and you do believe him, and you do believe that he's actually like... in the end, he kind of fucks Blomkvist over, but not on purpose. And
and compared to how other people have been fucked over in this movie, it's minor fucking over.
And also, it doesn't even have in any way a negative impact on him whatsoever.
No.
Yes, you got Robin Wright in here as well.
Yeah, who's not in it enough, considering, but I guess this is pre-House of Cards, so she was still kind of not getting good roles at this moment. Funny that this is responsible, I guess, for her and Fincher's relationship that goes on to be House of Cards, and... is responsible for all streaming television, arguably.
It's up there, yeah.
This movie has a real kind of impact long term with their working relationship.
Did you enjoy seeing one of the most charmless actors of all time, Joel Kinnaman, pop up?
I like Joel Kinnaman.
Do you?
You know why I like Joel Kinnaman?
What's to like?
House of Cards, season 4. Joel Kinnaman, really good. You ever watch House of Cards season 4?
I did, actually.
I think he's really good. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember Joel Kinnaman, House of Cards?
I do.
We really liked that performance when we were 17.
Politician or whatever.
I thought he was great.
Who plays his wife in House of Cards?
Oh,
Irish actress.
That's a good question. Oh, it's herself from The Boys,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is. And Moon. And the Guard.
One of the two sex workers from The Guard.
Not Sarah Green.
The other one who's...
Dominic McElligott.
Yes.
Good actress.
She's funny. That's funny she's in House of Cards. I can't name something I've liked him in apart from House of Cards, but I remember liking that performance enough that I was like, this guy, I'm going to give him a chance. I wouldn't call him
I don't think he has a line in this.
No.
I think he says there's someone at the door or something. He's in the office at the end.
Because I see his face twice.
He was supposed... He works in the office with like the Millennium magazine, and he was supposed to be in the sequels, basically.
Right. He's like a secret Scandinavian. Like, he's like a Danish passing for American.
Swedish or something.
The
like
way
this.
that Sebastian Stan is like secret Romanian passing for American.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Joel Kinnaman's breakout was? Because I can't remember. Like, when did he become a name?
The Killing, that TV show, I think it was.
So that was
the American
post Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
The American version of The Killing.
Is this a very crucial initial text in the Scandi noir craze of the early 2010s?
It's certainly up there. I'd say it would have helped because you would have had a lot of people coming into the bookstore being like, do you have anything like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
Because there's The Killing, there's The Bridge, and then there's other stuff
the Joan
as well.
Nesbo stuff, the Harry Hola like thing. Hey, we got The Snowman,
We got
guys.
The Snowman.
The best film ever made.
I know. Which is just like, that dominates all of fiction and media for the next 10 years, and is something I never engaged with.
There's at least one actor in The Snowman who's also in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. You'll never get it.
We were looking at the cast of The Snowman the other day, so no, I'm not going to get it.
It's an actor called, I think his name is David Fincher.
Oh, the scary guy with the mustache.
We
looked this guy up. He's in the Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
No, it's not him. It's the, there's a guy from Game of Thrones talking about when he was a younger detective, and in the flashback,
Donald Sumter,
the guy playing the version of him, is also in The Snowman. He's like the guy who like procures women for J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. The guy with the gap in his teeth.
Yeah, he's also in No Time to Die.
Yeah. We were looking at
He's in Chernobyl as well.
Yeah, we were looking at his filmography the other night.
Good actor.
He's in Chernobyl, and he was in the Top of the Lake season 2 playing the horrible, nasty character.
I've never seen that show. Is it good?
I've never finished it. It's
one of
like
those.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo times 10 in the misery scale.
Is David Fincher directly responsible for the decline in book sales? Like, does this mark the end of dad books and move into dads just watching streaming?
Oh, you're interesting that dads don't go to the cinema after this; they just watch streaming TV.
Maybe
it's weird now that by the time
do bookshops still have book trees stacked to the roof, like you said? I guess so.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's more a shift to buying books online.
I guess
Eason's feels like it's more sparse.
I'm going to say like the big four of like runaway literary successes of the century, I'm going to label as Harry Potter, Da Vinci Code, Dragon Tattoo, and 50 Shades of Grey. And I don't think there's been another version
Twilight?
of that. Twilight's a kind of...
It's a bit more niche
specific to teenagers,
Is
though.
it?
I don't think people in their 50s were reading Twilight the way that they were reading Harry Potter, though.
Probably not. But
I was a huge fan as a child, but I think the other one, like, is normal people in this conversation?
Just the Sally Rooney verse.
The Sally Rooney verse and all of the things that
I think
spin
that's
off
probably
it.
on the
That's more niche.
Twilight.
We're over-indexing on that.
Yeah,
we're here.
She's also exception and not rule, though,
Yeah.
in terms of modern book phenomena.
Is there any book phenomenon since 50 Shades that has
Colleen
been...
Hoover stuff?
It's like lots of individual micro things. It's not one. So I don't think there's been
Hunger
a
Games, I suppose.
book No, that was these are again. You're naming specific teen phenomena.
Okay, sure,
I think 50 Shades of Grey was the last like 4-quadrant. Every woman over this age, under this age, has bought this book.
Did that over-index in Ireland, money-wise?
I'm sure
it was massive. Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
The films definitely do. Any film aimed at adult women over-indexes massively in Ireland.
People coming in like to buy their bit of filth. You know.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Dragon Tattoo is part of all of that. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah. It's weird that by the time they eventually give up on Fincher making the other books in 2018, and they kind of half give up, and they're like, all right, well, we won't do the sequels to this. We'll do the fourth one that Larson didn't
Well, hang on.
write.
I think Fincher gave up because I think...
Fincher gave
Well, basically, like, from what I can...
Who's delaying?
Well, from what I can glean... Both him and Daniel Craig effectively were like, we ain't coming back. And I don't know what the reasons were, but like I don't know if you ever saw... Remember there was the whole Sony hack scandal?
Absolutely.
And, a million emails were leaked.
I've spent an insane amount of time in the last 2 years reading all those emails.
Did you read the Rooney Mara emails?
No.
So Rooney Mara emailed, I think it's Amy Pascal or somebody at Sony or whomever. Basically, it's really earnest and kind of ultimately heartbreaking because Rooney Mara was like, hey, just checking in. Are we making that second movie? I really want to do it. And you're like, oh no. She's fantastic in this. I forgot she was nominated for an Oscar.
Completely forgot.
Kind of crazy. I say kind of crazy because of the film that it is. The performance is outstanding. But she fucking wanted this. She wanted to keep making them. Fincher and Craig, for whatever reason, were like, we're done. I don't know if it was box office underperforming or if it was other things they wanted to move on to.
Did Craig not want to make the other books because he thought they were crap?
Possibly. I don't know what.
But also, you were saying as well, Fincher was kind of running out of steam here with the detective stuff. So maybe
that's what I
he
think.
was just creatively not.
And then he moves on to House of Cards. He's trying to get Utopia
and it's
made,
weird. Oh yeah, I forgot he was trying to do Utopia. It's weird that after Gone Girl, he completely stops with the trash fiction adaptations because he was on such a good run here. He should have done like 3 more of these. He should have made various other huge books into films, but instead
David Fincher's The Housemaid.
Yeah, maybe there weren't any more huge books for him to adapt. Maybe that's the problem. We ran out of. You know what? Gone Girl probably belongs in that list of books I was just listing as well. But it's funny, yeah. And then he's like doing The Killer and the Cliff Booth thing, and I feel like he's a little bit aimless now.
Maybe. Well, the problem is he signed a big fat Netflix deal.
So he just has to work within those confines now.
But I think he's more than happy to because they clearly give him a lot of free reign. He likely doesn't have a lot of deadlines on him. Like he can put his name to shit like that Love, Death and Robots thing. He got Mank made, which I think sucked, but obviously
I like it. Yeah.
Passion project because his dad wrote it. And
Yeah.
like Netflix were like, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "I want to do this thing my dad wanted to do," which is kind of touching. But I just didn't like the end product. I think The Killer is excellent. I really liked it. It's a bit throwaway, but I still think it's elevated and excellent.
I think it's like the best case scenario though for a streaming movie.
Yes,
it doesn't feel to me like a theatrical David Fincher film.
It feels much smaller scale.
Yeah,
than like
it
all
does.
the
It's
other
like the
things he made.
best possible Netflix movie.
Even though I saw it twice in the cinema in the space of a week because
Yeah.
I
I saw it in
was
the cinema
because
too.
I was like, I want to see this.
I liked parts of it. I liked the style, and I liked the final guy that he meets in the office.
I think it's really funny.
I like the reliance on apps.
Yeah, he always has an app for everything. He's
Yeah.
like, I have an app that will help me to book a room.
It's a
I'm
comedy.
ordering
Like,
McDonald's.
it's cardboard box.
It's 100% a comedy about the gig economy. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it is. And when
Yeah.
you realize that, you're like, oh, this is very funny.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, like, you know, he's like, everything's fine, I'm great, and it's like, no, you're not.
And
You're a psychopath, and you will kill again.
Have done an episode of the No Encore Film Club about The Killer, which we should plug right now.
Oh yeah, did we?
You did.
We must have.
I live listened to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Congrats.
I forgot that we did
Well,
this.
Dave did an episode, folks, of the
Jesus.
No Encore Film Club, which you can get as part of your monthly No Encore Patreon subscription.
Yes, patreon.com/NoEncore. Please sign up. It's only €5, and our next film club is about Shutter Island.
Very good. Recent episodes include a great episode on Training Day with Richard Chambers.
That was great.
And an episode on Mrs. Doubtfire featuring yours truly.
That was excellent.
So €5 a month for the No Encore Patreon. There's your plug.
Thank you.
Woven into the show.
Thank you. Also, just listen to the regular No Encore show as well every Friday. That one's free. But no, they jump. Yeah, they make the fourth film gets made.
Yeah. So the fourth one gets made. I think it's really weird that wasn't made as a TV show because
Sure, yeah.
surely maybe it was 2 years too early. But I feel like by that point in 2018, people were just looking for reasons to make things into TV, and that's surely they had a TV actress.
Have you seen?
Neither of us have seen that movie.
Yeah, oh,
no.
none of you seen it? Oh,
We watched
hang on.
the trailer the other
I'm
day.
not watching that.
The Girl in the Spider's
I'm
Web.
not watching a movie where Claire Foy is first billed for any amount of
I'm about
money.
to say, how many members of the cast do you think you can name?
Oh, I can name 4.
Go on.
Claire Foy, Stephen Merchant, Lakeith Stanfield. Oh,
What a cast.
There's one more. There's like a scary older man in it. Someone very low rent though, like random character actor man. It might be just those 3. Stephen Merchant is a red flag being in it. That's a problem.
Yeah, you have what's his name? Claes Bang.
Oh, Claes Bang. There you go.
I think he's like a weirdo henchman kind of guy. And you've your one. Vicky Creeps is in it, by the way.
Vicky Creeps. Okay.
And also Sylvia Hooks, who was in Blade Runner 2049. She was Jared Leto's cyborg woman, Famke Janssen type.
Right. Vicky Creeps and Rooney Mara, two actresses who have worked with Jim Sheridan in the last couple of years. We'll get to that.
Do you know who directed Girl in the Spider's Web?
Yeah, it's the Spanish fella who made Safe House. Is it?
No,
it's a Spanish guy though, or a Mexican guy. It's a guy with a Spanish.
He's
Mexican
Uruguayan.
Oh God, apologies. Is he the guy? Is he the guy who did Evil Dead?
Yes,
2013.
And Alien Romulus.
So it's not a Rodrigo. It's
I'm gonna put you out of your misery.
Evil.
It's Fede Alvarez.
Fede Alvarez. Yeah.
It's such a nothing film.
Yeah,
it seems it. It's the ultimate 1.5 star. Yeah. Like there's nothing to it.
But like Claire Foy, TV actress. If you get Claire Foy, why didn't you just do it as a miniseries? They probably would have attracted a better supporting cast, and they would have gotten it on like at worst Hulu. And been like, what studio is this? This is Sony. So it could have been on any channel really, Netflix, Hulu, whatever. And probably would have made a bit more of an impact because the people who like these books were stuck at home watching TV by 2018. They were not going out to see the shitty, cheap Dragon Tattoo. It would have been very funny if they put that movie out and then the next year, let's say, Fincher and Craig were like, oh, we're ready. We're doing the next one. And they just had to revert back to the cast from this film and just convince people that was normal. Like,
did this get a similar release here?
Which?
The fourth book.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw it in the cinema.
It came out the same. I remember it came out the same week as First Man, and I was like, so depressed about Claire Foy saturation.
Why do you hate her?
I think she's really boring, and I will bring up the Rooney Mara film Women Talking in a little while. But I saw her yesterday in the Magic Faraway Tree, the first G-rated film I've seen in cinemas in about 10 years. I thought she was fine in it as like Kate Winslet type nice mother, but no, I really don't like Claire Foy. I think she's so boring, and she has like, and since she was in The Crown, she has just a stink of Tory off of her. She just seems like a conservative royalist to me in a way that I guess Helen Mirren does, where I'm just like, I don't think you're the type of English actress I want to see in films. Anyway,
men who hate women.
Men who hate women.
Man who hates women over
but
here.
But I'm just thinking, like, on the Claire Foy thing.
Sorry, I'm pretty sure the fourth book. I could be wrong, but the fourth film because I've seen it twice.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I think it ends with like nuclear launch codes are at stake or something, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I mean, she is a hacker. You eventually do have to put something high stakes on that computer.
Yeah, I guess
they should have incorporated her into the Mission Impossible franchise and have her team up with Benji. Cruise would have known what to do with this franchise. Anyway, so they made the fourth one, and now it's just in limbo. I assume they will make some sort of TV
show.
Thing. They'll have to, because even the Da Vinci Code, they ended up doing a TV show of the fourth Dan Brown book called The Lost Symbol, with like a young guy, the guy from Succession, the political operative fella that Shiv is always flirting with. He was cast as young Robert Langdon.
When did this come out?
I'm going to say 2022, 2023. The only name actor in it was Eddie Izzard, Susie Izzard, which is not a great sign if someone of that level is the biggest star.
Good in Hannibal though, Izzard is.
Sure, a good actor, but like not a big name. No. So that was on NBC.
This strikes me as Catherine Zeta-Jones' National Treasure TV show.
A show I watched every episode of.
Really?
And let me tell you, there is an episode of that show where Justin Bartha reprises his role as Riley.
Oh.
And he is like,
fans going mental.
I went mental, and he was like, I'm on the phone to Ben and Abigail right now, and he reveals that that Ben has named his son Riley, but then it turns out that it's actually not a kid, it's a dog. I go hard for National Treasure.
I really like those two films.
Beloved franchise.
Make
to me.
the third one, for Christ's sake.
I met, obviously, Mr. Bruckheimer there a few months ago, and I didn't really want to talk to him, so I didn't ask him about National Treasure 3. But
that's fair.
I probably should have, because he was there, and he's the man with the answer.
When are you going to get
question.
Turtletab on the phone?
I know.
John Turtletab's the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Could be worse. You could do worse. Fede Alvarez could do worse.
So, did you like this film?
I think it's good, but it's like mid to low tier Fincher.
Shane?
Me.
Yeah, kind of the same. Like I am reasonably on board, music wise, editing wise, style wise, substance wise.
The music's doing a lot of work here. Yeah,
not particularly.
No, I think it's unbelievably long and slow and complicated in the mystery.
I didn't have a whole lot of issue with the pacing. I was kind of like on board with the journey of it all, but like
it feels to me like the two actors are trying to break out of an inaccessible thing that Fincher has built around them, and maybe I don't know. I don't think it's got rewatchability like all his other films do, which is something that he's so good at. And I'm like, this one, and obviously you seem to love rewatching it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it has rewatch factor for me at all.
I think it really does. I mean, I love when everything kind of clicks into place and when it starts to move. And I'm thinking of that score as well, which was one of the few Reznor Rosses not nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, it doesn't have a hook. I can't hum it, right?
They went from winning the Oscar for The Social Network to not
nothing.
being nominated for this, and then being I think they do get nominated for Gone Girl.
100%. They're nominated twice in the Mank year because they're nominated for Soul and Mank.
And they win the one for Soul with John Batiste.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, that's a good score.
They're not nominated for Challengers, which I think is insane.
It's really crazy.
And not nominated for Tron Ares, which they should have been.
They did Queer as well. The Challengers year is they're splitting the vote.
The Academy hates Guadagnino for some reason, I guess.
I mean, I think those films are not great. That's the problem.
I think Challengers is great.
We'll come back to Queer in a minute. You think Challengers is great?
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of fun. I've only seen it the one time.
But the score is unbelievable.
Score in this is great.
With the score. And now this year,
its use is clunky in Challengers.
Which I remember. It gets in the way of the film.
It does,
but it's great music.
Yeah.
What's this year's Reznor Ross score? I think there's something unexpected and funny.
As in something that's coming out.
Yeah.
Not Social Network 2.
They've done The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Interesting. Glad to hear.
That's interesting because that's going to be old-timey Hollywood stuff, and I thought their Mank score was a brilliant tribute to classic film scores from that era. So I'd be interested to see what they do with like whatever this is, like a 70s.
They can. I mean, obviously you saw it with Soul as well. Like they can do different. People think it's always just going to be a womp womp womp, and it's not. And like in fairness, I love the womp 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 because I'm a
after
huge,
the Hunt, the score was negligible.
Huge Nine Inch Nails fan,
of course.
Look, they've done scores. They will be guns for hire. They did score for like Patriots Day.
Yeah,
I mean, they will.
They did The Gorge.
Which I still haven't seen, and I've been debating about this.
If only you had a commentary.
Well, see, I've actually been debating. Should my first watch of The Gorge be with the commentary?
Yeah.
You won't do it otherwise.
Yeah.
I might do it.
You'll be grumpy about it otherwise.
I might do it.
I think
it's like there is a 20-minute stretch to that film with no dialogue.
Okay.
So it's not a bad
It
film
works
to have
well
on
with
with
Let me ask you a question, by the way, about The Gorge. Because I've seen him in the trailer. Is Sope Dirizu in it much, or just that one expository scene that he appears to be in the trailer where he says, "This is what it is"? By the way,
no, he gets 5 minutes.
He's only in one.
He's
scene.
a great actor.
He's only in one scene. With that said, he has more screen time than literally anyone else apart from the two leads in Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. Okay.
The secret great Reznor Ross score that people forget because it's TV is Watchmen.
Yeah,
which
fantastic.
is unbelievable.
It's
None
fantastic.
with a motherfucking gun is like my top 3 things they've ever put out.
You can't
for
listen
film.
to that and not imagine yourself picking up a bass guitar in a studio 2 minutes in and just being like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible.
And their version of Life on Mars, like it's fucking beautiful.
So good.
Great
so
series.
Good.
So with this, to go back to what I was saying, I love it because I think it, for all the reasons Shane listed, I think it looks stunning.
It does.
It moves gorgeously. And I love the characters of Blomkvist. I love the characters of Salander. I love their relationship together. I think it is quite brilliant. And they're like I made that little very cute joke at the beginning. But that scene when he's in her apartment, they meet for the first time, and he says to her, "I want you to help me catch a killer of women." I think it's so fucking powerful.
It's great.
There's something about that.
Yeah.
I love their relationship.
Their relationship is magnificently done by these two actors. And
Really,
it
really
feels
is.
so specific, and they're such specific weird types, and they both have a lot of personality. But them coming together doesn't feel like a clash. It feels like it's creating something.
And the whole thing is this, right? And I'm going to jump, I assume if you're listening to this podcast, guys, you've seen the film.
Absolutely.
So spoilers for the ending coming up. But like, this character, her character is obviously so broken, so destroyed by the world around her. She's mistreated by everybody apart from her guardian, who has a stroke, and then she gets this horrific new guardian.
Yeah.
And again, I think there's ways to have the relationship without it culminating in a horrific fucking rape scene.
Yeah.
But we have what we have. Later in the film, when she says to her guardian, they're playing chess, and obviously he's not what he was. He's kind of a bit of a shell of a human being. But she says to him, "I made a friend," and it's really fucking powerful.
Yeah,
and she's referring to Blomkvist, but it's more than she made a friend because she's clearly falling in love with him.
Yeah.
And in the end, you get this unbelievable ending.
Yeah.
Which again,
So
and
good.
because we get no sequels,
Yeah.
this is the most incredible ending possible.
And the ending, I think, really earns the film the feel-bad movie of Christmas moniker from the trailer.
Because what happens is she buys him like this very expensive leather jacket because he, that she saw in an old photograph of him when he used to ride a motorcycle. And she's about to go around to his gaff and give it to him, and she sees him walking out into the night, into the snow with Robin Wright, who is his mistress. And she knows that they are fuck buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
But at this point, she's clearly fallen for him, and she just stands there in the snow, her heart broken, throws the presumably €3,000
in the trash
for someone to find, gets on her bike, rides off into
and it's
the
cut
night.
to credits.
I'm getting
so
chills
good.
up the back
It's
of my
so
neck
good.
here
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you got this stunning piece of music called "What If We Could" by Trenton Atticus being playing in the background, snow falling, and her driving off into an uncertain future.
Yeah.
And the credits just slowly emerge, and that's it.
It's great.
And that's what life is.
Yeah.
It's not a Hollywood ending.
Yeah,
It's a downer ending. It's a real moment. Her heart is fucking broken.
Yeah.
And because we don't get sequels, that's the end of the story.
I think
And you're
it's
like,
good
Jesus,
if you think about it like that, it's good we didn't get sequels. It allows this film to end on this insanely unusual and poetic note.
Precisely, and maybe it's choose your own adventure. Like, I mean, maybe they will get back together. Like in terms of the books, I remember.
I don't think they get back together romantically, right? I think they work together again.
Fully recall. There's definitely something where she disappears.
Yeah.
And he tracks her down.
Right.
And I forget what the reason was. Maybe it is because of Erica. I think that's the character that Robin Wright plays. But but she definitely, it's like, but they're a fascinating pair, and it's also, you do believe it. And it's because they respect each other.
Yeah,
that's the reason. Because they respect each other. Like, after they sleep together the next day, like, she says, "I like working with you."
Yeah,
and he's like, "I like working with you too."
Yeah.
And even though, like, he's obviously much older, like, there's a line where he says, "How does a 23-year-old end up in blah blah blah?" And I literally was like, "She's 23."
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, Jesus,
she doesn't look that young
because he's clearly meant to be like, pushing 50,
mid to late 40s.
Yeah, mid to late 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's, whatever. But again, it's a movie, guys. But they're there for each other. They rescue each other. And again, and I remember having
it's reminding me of that I'm only thinking of now, the relationship in Clute with Donald Sutherland and Jane Fonda, which is an amazing movie where he shows up and he's like, "I need to work with you on this one specific case," and she's never trusted a man before in her life, and I think it's quite a similar dynamic in this.
It's good to make a kind of a film with a central romantic dynamic where the relationship isn't the point of tension come the end of the second act or whatever,
because they're working on a project together.
Yeah,
it's like, it's good to have projects with the people in your life.
A nice relationship,
like a podcast.
A nice relationship doing a project together is like a good format of a film.
Yeah.
The relationship is not the project.
They should start a podcast. Where they just like unmask corrupt CEOs and killers of women every week.
She goes through the case files, because remember that scene where she's just doing it in her really like mechanical way, where she's like raped, bludgeoned, stabbed, raped, and then he's like, "Okay, I think I've heard enough," and she's like, "I'm not finished." Like, but they can do crime work together.
She does end the film as a multi-billionaire.
I know,
which is kind of mental.
She borrows a little bit of money from him
to
go, exactly.
And he's like, "Did that investment work out?" And she's like, "Yeah, kind of."
Yeah.
But like, I will say as well, and again, I remember having conversations with a couple of different women at the time, and I was really trying hard not to be like mansplain man over here, and I hope I'm not. But basically, that's
a really good superhero name,
mansplain man. But I was very much disagreeing, because there was people who were like, I really really pissed me off that all her agency is gone at the end of this movie, and she like, she's totally under his thumb, and I'm like, well, I really don't see it that way. And a big thing for me is at the end when she comes in and she saves his life.
Yeah.
And she's going to go after Skarsgård.
Yeah.
And she says to Blomqvist, "May I kill him?"
Yeah.
And I've seen people say that is awful. She is asking a man's permission. Blah, blah, blah. I never took it that way.
No.
I always took it as it was a moment of mutual respect, and she was like, she's not actually asking his permission.
Yes.
She is going to go and kill him.
Do you think there's a bit of it that's her going like,
"Do you want to do it instead?" Like,
but she's also like, "You see what I'm fucking talking about?" Like, it's the first time in his career investigating crimes against women that he's been in this position of real danger, and he's the one being tortured and threatened, and she's a bit like, "You fucking see what I'm talking about here? This is what we have to deal with all the time."
I always thought it was her giving herself to him in a form of kind of trust and love. I never thought it was
the man
if he
calls
says
the shots. Yeah,
no, I never
not.
ever took it that way. And fair enough if people do. Again, I don't want to be like, "Woman, your interpretation is wrong," but I really think it's actually a lot more enlightened and a lot more beautifully mutually loving than anything. And ultimately, it's clear who has the power here. It's her. It isn't him. She saves him. He's dead without her. She goes off. Now, granted, she doesn't kill Martin because he crashes the car and burns up, but she's going to kill him.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was like this very clever and subtle kind of statement of just like, I'm in control here. I'm in charge. Like, I'm wearing the pants in this. If that's, but also she loves him. She loves Mikael Blomqvist for whatever reason. You may or may not agree with it, but I think it's a gorgeous moment between the two characters.
It is. It's good.
And I never thought it was making a statement of like, this woman is subservient at all.
Do you think this needed to be set in Sweden, or should they have transposed it to US setting, considering all the actors, none of the actors in it are Swedish apart from Skarsgård and a couple others? Is it necessary to like the historical background of the crime that it's a Swedish Nazi
I don't know about necessary at all, really. I mean, like, it's funny because even like you have Because Daniel Craig's doing his standard accent,
yeah,
and everyone else is doing an accent. Like they're all putting on.
I guess so.
It's probably necessary for daylight reasons, just because this is the darkest film of all time.
I'm just like, I can't pull examples off the top of my head. Other times that Hollywood has remade foreign films, they tend to take the action to America.
Yeah.
It is unusual to
like
be
the Book of Vertigo is set in Paris.
Yeah,
and it's a post World War II thing.
And they totally rethink it.
Yeah.
So it is weird to be like, yeah, they just made a movie of this, but we're going to make it again. Maybe it says a lot about the low esteem the Swedish films were held in, but it's like, yeah, we're going to make it again and we're going to do it in the exact same country. I guess they felt it was essential to the text.
I like the setting. I don't think you'd lose anything either way. But
Have you been to Sweden?
Never.
This makes it look so depressing. I never want to go.
Why would you ever want to go to this country?
It looks awful.
I've been to Norway.
I've been to Norway. Cool. I've been to Denmark. I think both are okay. I have no desire to go to Sweden. After watching this, it's like, this looks like a really scary place.
Can I say as well, there's just another couple of great bits of business between the characters at the end, after the mystery has been solved, and I think, Blomkvist is like, so what are you going to do now? And she's talking blah, blah, and then she has this, Rooney Mara has this great line where she goes, well, after I've been doing all this with, blah, 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 and Harriet fucking Vanger, like, just her disdain for the family that she's been exposed to. For her, this was just a job and nothing else. The only reason she's hanging around is because she clearly likes Blomkvist and likes hanging out with him and, solving puzzles, whatever. But I just love that little throwaway of being like, she's like, these people fucking suck. You think I'm a weirdo, And I, as well, there's lovely little bits, like they're in the hotel room together and he has her hand up the back of her shirt and he takes it away and she's like, put your hand back up there. Like, it's just like, they're a great pairing. It totally works.
It's a good romantic film.
Yeah, and I would have watched. I would have loved to have had 2 more Fincher films if this.
I'd like to see Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara work together on another project now. Now that they're clearly not going to go back to this.
I will say, and again, I've seen this like 6 times, whatever. I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I think it was only on this viewing did I realize that her eyebrows are dyed blonde and not shaved.
Right. Okay.
I thought they were shaved.
No, it has the same effect, I suppose.
Yeah.
She looks very specific in this.
It's an incredible look. I think she got real piercings, I believe, possibly. Maybe it's one of those Hollywood apocryphal things. The hair is amazing.
She seems like Rooney Mara seems like someone who does things for real.
Did you enjoy her wearing a Nine Inch Nails t-shirt at one point?
Shane spotted it.
No, it was
it's Plague. It's Tony Way. That guy.
Yeah, it's the guy who works in the...
Do you own that specific t-shirt?
I don't actually know.
You gotta get it now. They did a H&M tie-in with this movie. Have you seen this?
No.
They released a H&M for a film that is entirely about like how society commits horrible violence against women and all this historical Nazi stuff. It is shocking that they had fast fashion tie-ins. I mean, this must be one of the only times this has ever happened with a film with themes this dark. They had a H&M range of Lisbeth Salander inspired leather jackets.
Very close to McDonald's Happy Meal.
Stripy t-shirts and jeans and shoes.
Well, she does eat McDonald's a lot in this movie, so you could have had a... Yeah. Like,
it says a lot about McDonald's, yeah.
A friend of mine went as
tattoo sauce.
A male friend of mine went as Lisbeth Salander for Halloween once. He looked amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the hair right, it's great.
He looks fantastic. His wife went as Black Swan that year.
That's fun.
They both looked incredible.
She looks way cooler in this than Numi does in the Swedish movie as well.
So, from what I can understand from some of the imagery I've seen, Numi's a lot more like spikes and shit. I guess
so. I don't know. Like the hair is not doing a whole lot in those movies, but yeah, she's got spiky jewelry. I guess
there was a whole big thing, and like I remember seeing it in the trailers, and it was a big part. And I guess it would have been the third movie. I think the whole thing about when she goes on trial, her going into court in her full regalia is like a big fucking deal.
Right.
And again, I would have really liked to have seen the Fincher version of this, but I guess he was just like, look, I mean, we're like probably not going to do any better than this.
So does she essentially become a superhero in the next few books?
Kind of.
Because she becomes Bruce Wayne because she has so much money that she buys a really fancy apartment and she becomes she's able to use her wealth to stop crime as well as her hacking ability.
Beat up on street level crime like Batman. Yeah. I mean, like the thing is, from what I can recall of the second book, which I only read one time, what I remember is there's Blomkvist and his mistress make friends with a young journalist, up and coming dude, and his girlfriend, and they're like this kind of like cute couple. La 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 la. They end up getting murdered.
Right.
And we have to find out why or what the whole point was. And then I think the Guardian who rapes her in this one, I think he comes back and he's out for revenge.
Great.
Pretty sure he gets killed.
Okay.
And like I say, her father comes into it, who's like the head of this international crime syndicate.
Okay.
And he's all scarred up because she's burned 90% of him. And like I say, there's this fucking biker group, and the leader of the bikers, who looks like a wrestler and cannot feel pain, is revealed to be her
surely Mads Mikkelsen was going to be playing her
revealed
father.
to be her half brother. Like, it's like it just gets ridiculous, and you're just like, fuck this.
Sounds like they should have. They were right to leave it be.
I think so.
Casting for this film. Apparently, the following were interested in playing Mikael: George Clooney, Johnny Depp, Viggo Mortensen, Brad Pitt. Viggo Mortensen would work well.
I think he's the only one though for that list.
I think Brad Pitt might have worked. I think Brad Pitt's good at playing kind of smarmy and gross and kind of the complicated elements of this character. Clooney and Johnny Depp are both horrible, awful choices. I actually think Clooney's the worst choice on that list.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Appalling. Imagine George Clooney hanging out with Elizabeth Salander and be like, whoa, what's going on here?
Looking her up, down. Yeah, it's like...
George Clooney, I think we pointed out before when we've done him, like, I don't think he's ever had a love interest that's not been in his age range.
Yeah, he'd be too paternal with a younger woman.
Oh, 100%.
It'd be like J. Kelly, Riley Keough stuff. I think Brad Pitt would be probably just retreading elements of the Seven performance a little bit too much. But Brad Pitt and Fincher is a winning
combination,
and I would never doubt that they could produce something great together.
Who else from this time period could slot in here?
Leo,
I guess.
No, I don't see it.
Jude Law.
Yes.
Would be fine.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Craig has a bit more sauce than Jude Law. I think basically every Jude Law performance would maybe be a little bit better with Daniel Craig.
Really?
Would anyone wear the glasses the way that Daniel Craig does that?
Oh, sorry, I meant to do it at the start.
It upset me so much. As someone who loves glasses and has like about 5 or 6 pairs.
I hate to tell you, I've started doing this now.
Of designer frames. I would never do that because I'm just like that would fucking break them into. For what we're saying, listeners,
we buy all our glasses on cheap Chinese.
Yeah,
he keeps one of the arms on one of his ears and he pulls the other one down. It's a cool tick. It's
comfortable.
But no. I also enjoyed when he was looking for the cat and he shouts "cat" out the window, and that poor cat. My God.
Oh, Christ.
Who else is there in this age range? I don't know. If I can't think of anyone in the next 10 seconds, look it up. Joaquin Phoenix.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh God.
Mr. Rooney Mara is Mr. Rooney Mara.
I think Joaquin Phoenix would be very good.
Too intense.
He doesn't have the cool thing.
The Blomkvist character ultimately is because I think the whole point of that character is he's oblivious at the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't understand what he doesn't even realize that he's breaking this girl's heart. Because it's not like they have a confrontation.
He's a himbo. He
totally is a himbo.
Yeah.
And also, is he even that good of a journalist? Like, he's not bad.
You tell me. I don't know.
But he's
who's the Irish Mikael Blomkvist?
But it's funny because you're making the point there earlier on, Shane, that he wants me to drop an Irish independent name in here and offend one of my colleagues. But Shane, you made the point around that she shows up and solves the mystery like a fucking program.
Yeah.
And the question is, would he have solved it without her? Probably not. Even though he is doing the gumshoe stuff, he's not a detective, but he's obviously a journalist. I think ultimately he's a decent journalist, but he's not like a fucking genius.
No.
And yeah, he's a bit of a himbo.
Yeah,
he's a bit of a himbo.
Interesting.
No, I know you make the point that this is a nice, mutually respective relationship, but what does he see in her?
I think she's
super sexy 23-year-old goth genius girl.
I think he's probably just the hacking and the genius and the kind of her independent streak and spirit is probably very appealing to him.
I guess
she's definitely a wish fulfillment type character for a man.
But he also clearly is sleeping with everybody. So sure, I think he's probably just
again in this though
she initiates it.
It is just two people. He definitely ends up fucking one of the. The Vanger clan.
Yeah, one of the cousins or the
in the book for sure.
Yeah, actresses up for the role of Lisbeth, allegedly in alphabetical order. Let's do a thumbs up, thumbs down on each of them. Okay, Emily Browning, maybe.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Eva Green, no. Too obvious, I think.
Yeah,
she's done this before.
And also the two of them were the pair in Bond.
Yeah. I think too. If anything. Gothic for it, too big a presence.
Anne Hathaway, absolutely not.
Fuck no. Oh my God, no.
Scarlett Johansson, who clearly was kind of probably the studio's first choice because she did want to do it.
Has she done something like this?
Like the fucking Ghost in the Shell remake a little bit? I don't know.
She's doing
Lucy, she's doing a bit of hacking in that with her brain.
I think terrible film.
I think she'd be bad.
I think she could do this, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as good as Rooney Mara.
Keira Knightley, maybe, I think.
Maybe.
I think Keira Knightley can kind of do a lot of different things that people don't expect her to. Jennifer Lawrence can do anything, so maybe, but I wouldn't see her in this role. I don't know.
No.
Carey Mulligan, yeah.
It's a bit Claire Foy for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Elliot Page, no, I don't think so.
No.
Natalie Portman, yes.
No.
Interesting.
Really?
Léa Seydoux, yes.
Yeah.
And I think her and Craig are great together in the Bond films.
Yeah.
Vanessa Hudgens, what are they? Come on now. She probably expressed interest. Sophie Lowe, I don't know who that is. Do you know who Sophie Lowe is?
No
idea.
Also, this isn't
she's not a real actress. She's Australian.
thing to want to take on.
No,
You're pretty much you're exposing yourself an awful lot.
But it was imagine thinking at the time there's going to be a franchise. These are adult movies. Sarah Snook apparently one of the 4 finalists.
Dakota Johnson knocking around for this?
No, she's not on this list. I think we're all maybe forgetting Sarah Snook's place in the industry in 2011, but like she was obviously this type at the time. I don't know. Like the only thing I saw her in around this time was Predestination with Ethan Hawke.
Is that any good?
No.
Okay.
She plays like a trans character in that, I think, or a character who is at least like Albert Nobbsing her way through the world.
Everyone's favorite film, Albert Nobbs.
Yeah. Okay. Next up.
Sorry, I will say just off that list, I think Emily Browning actually would have been a really good choice.
She would have been a good choice. Kristen Stewart. Yeah, I'd give her a chance. We're talking about her next week on the show, so we'll come back to that.
She kind of has a little bit of a Lisbeth Salander thing going on in Personal Shopper.
Yeah.
Style-wise.
I think Kristen Stewart can do it.
She probably could do it, yeah.
Olivia Thurlby is a weird choice.
No.
Mia Wasikowska, no.
No.
I feel I have Claire feelings about
She's
Mia
too fragile, I think, as a presence.
She's boring.
Yeah.
Emma Watson, absolutely not.
Nope.
Evan Rachel Wood, yes.
Maybe.
So. Did she do something like this? There's something she's in where she's like this. She plays like a gothy hacker in some film. I can't remember what it is. And Yolandi Visser, I don't know who that is. Apparently, Sophie Lowe, Rooney Mara, Lea Seydoux.
Sorry, please tell me Yolandi Visser isn't your one from fucking The Antwoord, is it?
Yolandi Visser is the one from The Antwoord.
Nope.
There you go. Pre-Chappie World as well.
What a film.
So we end up with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara, who I think are excellent choices.
Sorry, I did a real That's Chappie dickhead thing the other night when I went to see Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
You went, that's Lee Cronin?
And the title card came up and I turned around to my mate and I went, that's Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
Or as I'm now referring to it exclusively, Lee Mummy's The Cronin.
It also says like Lee, the Cronin's The Mummy, like it's just the way it comes up.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy made €90,000 at the Irish box office.
What? Is that true?
Yes.
Oh no!
I think his name actually kept audiences away from it.
I think so too.
It only did €12,000 more than the Akira re-release.
Fucking hell!
Fucking disaster. And they had a huge premiere for it, and like it's a disaster on all the buses.
Should have called it Jack Rayner's The Mummy.
They should have called it Jack Rayner's The Mummy.
Leigh Costa's The Mummy.
I think not putting Jack Rayner on the poster in Ireland is a weird choice. I think he does actually have pull in Ireland.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in a fucking theatrical film in years. Put him on the poster. Jack Rayner, very good in Power Ballads. He plays the upcoming Power Ballad. He plays Paul Rudd's American manager.
Well, I guess
he's very good.
He has a weird niche side role as like supporting character in a John Carney film. He's the best thing in it.
He's always good in them.
He's really good in Flower and Son. He's really good in Sing Street.
He sat in front of us watching Bringing Out the Dead.
He did.
Yes,
at the Lighthouse.
I was there as well.
You were there as well.
I was at the same screening.
And I was thinking the whole movie, has Jack Rayner worked with anyone in this film? And then I realized that John Goodman does a voice of an Autobot in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Do you know what else I saw him at? Nine Inch Nails when I went to see them in 3D.
Nice.
Jack Rayner seems like a cool guy.
He seems like a cool guy.
I have a lot of time for him.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
We'll dox him every time we see him.
Yeah, exactly. These are his exact coordinates. Daniel Craig, career rundown time.
Yes.
The earliest thing I've seen him in is the first 2 episodes of Our Friends in the North. I watched last week to try and see what his deal is in that. He's one of the friends with Christopher Eccleston and Mark Strong. It seems like Mark Strong and Daniel Craig are like lifelong best friends, which is nice. I don't find Mark Strong super interesting, but like
solid.
He's solid. He's interesting to think of as like a Daniel Craig who never quite was.
I think he's very good when he's very good. I really like him in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
He's good in a few things. Like
he's a solid hand.
I think he's really good in the first Kingsman. Actually,
he is good in that.
He's got good banter with Firth, like
and the Guard, obviously,
and the Guard. But yeah, they're obviously trying to make
on your Guard episode, if I may, real quick. There was one thing you did mention that I kept waiting for you to mention.
Okay.
I thought, like, for a black comedy, which it is. Mm-hmm. The killing of the titular guard, I think, is actually a really nasty bit of business.
It is.
They're like mocking him and like, you know, taunting him, and then eventually they're like, all right, let's just fucking kill him. Like, it's very throwaway.
That's the exploitation movies influence on the McDonoughs coming through there.
It is. Yeah,
I think War on Everyone is where he turns that vibe up to 100, and I think it's such a nasty.
That film is gross.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I think it's a really nasty piece of work. But that guard killing, I was like, Jesus,
it's crazy. But Craig is popping in and out of period dramas, then like a sort of a B-list Sean Bean for a number of years. And I
could see him. I could see him like ripping open someone's bodice.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He's in Elizabeth. He's in Tomb Raider, and he's in a movie called Some Voices as like a schizophrenic
Sorry, is he in the first Tomb Raider?
First Tomb Raider. Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't think I've seen that.
And then Jerry Butler's in the second one. Yeah.
The Cradle of Life.
The Cradle of Life with Ciarán Hinds. Now I'm legally obliged to mention anytime Ciarán Hinds is in a film.
Ciarán Hinds, if you're an American podcast.
Yes. Road to Perdition, he doesn't really register for me.
Wrong.
Really?
First time I ever saw him, and he is amazing in that film. He has my favorite bit in the film.
Is he?
Yeah. So he is such a brilliantly slimy piece of work in that movie.
There's a scene where he drags Ciarán Hinds outside after the meeting.
And kills him.
Yeah.
So there's an amazing sequence where it's early on. I think one of the first times you see him, obviously he plays Paul Newman's son. But Tom Hanks in the movie is Paul Newman's, son that never was.
Right-hand man, yeah.
They're playing piano together at the funeral of... is it Ciarán? Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. A funeral of a guy they've killed. Ciarán Hinds, I think, is the brother. But, Daniel Craig is there in the corner and he is just stewing with jealousy.
Right.
And it's written all over his face. And he's clearly had a bit to drink as well. And he kind of laughs. And some kid goes up to him and is like, "Hey, mister, what are you laughing at?" And Craig leans down to this kid, looks him in the eye and says... because it's also fucking hysterical. And I thought...
I can imagine him saying that.
And I was just like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
I think he's... that's a film, again, when I first saw it, I wasn't mad about it. I think it's actually quite brilliant now. And I think he is fabulous.
I feel like it's a bit style over substance.
Maybe.
Sam Mendes' main fucking problem with a lot of his films, I find. But we'll get back to Sam Mendes in a minute. I'm skipping forward now to 2004, where Daniel Craig is the lead of a movie called Enduring Love. And I showed Shane the first half hour of this last night, and then I finished it today. This movie's fucking nuts. It's based on.
I thought we were gonna watch that.
Sorry, buddy. I had to finish it before the episode. So it's directed by the late great Roger Michell, and it's adapted from an Ian McEwan novel. Do you know what this movie's about?
Hot air balloon incident.
There is a hot air balloon incident which spirals into a psychological drama.
The trailer was everywhere at the time when I was going to the cinema on a weekly basis.
This movie's nuts. So there's a crazy hot air balloon incident where a hot air balloon is floating away with a little boy in it, and Daniel Craig and Rhys Ifans and a number of other strangers are just in the field at the time by coincidence, and they try and stop the air balloon from floating away, but it does float away, and one guy falls and is killed. And then Daniel Craig becomes obsessed with balloons, and he starts to he's in his house and he sees a lampshade and he turns it upside down. It looks like a balloon. And he goes, and he's walking around looking for things that remind him of hot air.
Doesn't Rhys Ifans become obsessed with him?
So the movie turns into a annoying guy won't leave me alone movie where Rhys Ifans is like, I need to talk to you, and basically follows him around. And Samantha Morton is Craig's girlfriend.
Oh, great actress.
She's great in it, but it becomes a little bit of an uninteresting gay obsession thing where it turns out Rhys Ifans just basically is in love with him, and it doesn't really go anywhere, which is such a pity because the balloon thing was so interesting to begin with, and I was like, I see how this would have worked better as a book, but Craig very good in it, and I was thinking watching it, this is one of the only times I've ever seen Daniel Craig play a guy who works in an office, and it reminded me of Robert Pattinson in the drama, where I was like, what a treat to see one of our most charming, interesting British actors not play a superhero, a spy, a warrior from 200 years ago. It never, or a vampire. It never happens. And Pattinson and Craig in normal man in London or New York or Boston mode is such a nice novelty that I think Enduring Love delivered on for me. And I would like Daniel Craig to make more movies where he plays a normal, functioning member of society.
You've kind of sold me on a film I've been avoiding for 23 years.
I think you get a bit of... It's 90 minutes, and Roger Michell is a good director. There's an insane scene where Daniel Craig thinks Rhys Ifans is about to kill Samantha Morton, and he runs to his apartment, and the camera is attached to his shoulder. So it's this insane shot of his head bobbing around, and I'm like, this is interesting. I like it's and there's bits of it that are a bit 28 Days Later.
I was about to say that sounds like 28 Days Later. Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, the balloon stuff at the beginning is shot 28 Days
handy cam kind of shit.
Sorry, the first 15 minutes of that is fucking...
It's great.
Phenomenal.
The same year, he plays the character XXXX in Le Four Year Kek 3. Now...
Liar Keg, welcome to the Liar Keg.
Many of your contemporaries, Richard Chambers and Peter McGann, were liking my review of this film on Letterboxd in close proximity, which gave me the impression that it has a reputation with guys of your demographic.
Well, this is fascinating because I, for a long time, had a top 3 most hated films ever list.
That belongs on any list.
This was in my top 3 most hated. Then I rewatched it about 2 or 3 years ago, and my reaction was... it's not that bad. And I gave it a 3 out of 5, which amazed me because I swear to God, I saw it in the cinema and I was balling my fists. Yeah. I thought it was the most fucking arcane, pretentious
English
trash
nonsense.
I like it now. I don't know why. I can't really explain it.
Sucks.
The other two films in my top 3 most hated of all time.
Tell us.
The Butterfly Effect.
Haven't seen it.
And my still number one and has been forever. No, sorry. This because this came late 2000s. Juno is...
come on now.
Yeah,
Juno's good.
It's the worst film ever made.
That's so silly.
Layer Cake,
so wrong.
I think, is actually not bad.
Do you know Juno was on the Leaving Cert curriculum when we were in school, and we didn't do it, but a lot of people I know did it for the Leaving Cert. I like it. I like Juno. I like Jason Reitman. I think Jason Reitman's never made a bad film.
Incorrect. I sent this to you earlier on, Lucian, so I'm going to say it for Shane's benefit now, because I think he'll enjoy this. So I work for the Irish Independent, and earlier on today I was in the office, and I saw a story on the website that made me burst out laughing. So I want to see if you can somehow, if you can get
it ties into the 4-year Tech 3.
This is from, this is from like I guess a regional paper that we would have Galway or something. I should know this,
not the City Tribune.
But here's a legitimate headline that ran in the Irish Independent per the Galway thing. Galway shop, and then in air quotes, starstruck by iconic actor's visit as star poses with staff during filming break.
Yeah.
Any ideas who the iconic actor might be?
No.
It's Colm Meaney.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that if it's a well-known Irish actor. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, he's in Gaul. He's filming The Yank right now with Kate Mulgrew. They're making a detective show set in the traveller community. I don't think I want to see what that ends up being. We'll see.
Leforca Cake, or whatever it is you're calling it.
Well, I want to say something about Leforca Cake 3, which is that the Colm Meaney If to Lifetime Achievement montage that I have seen 20,000, 30,000 times features the song She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, which I was not previously familiar with, which I think is a banger.
Oh, it's a great song.
And it is, as I found out last week, the opening credits song of Le Fourier CAC 3. So I was delighted with this.
There's also a great use of Ordinary World.
Yes, there is also used very well in Bone Temple.
Yes, it is.
You've also good needle drops.
But also, what a cast! You've got an upcoming Sienna Miller, Ben Whishaw, Michael Gambon.
We've established that Shane's number one face blindness of any actor ever is Sienna Miller. He cannot identify her.
No.
So I went to Madrid 2 weeks ago, and there was a giant billboard of her face advertising some perfume or something. And I sent Shane, "There's your friend now." And he went, am I meant to know who that is? But then we were watching Margot's Got Money Troubles.
Is that good?
Well, it was fine.
I feel like I've asked.
It was fine.
I feel like I've asked. Is that good?
There is an actress in that
times,
show, and Shane goes, "Who is that? Is that Sienna Miller?" And Dave, that actress,
No,
is Michelle Pfeiffer.
I did not sincerely ask if it was Sienna Miller. I knew it wasn't Sienna Miller.
To be fair, Michelle Pfeiffer looks 47.
Oh, she looks
in that
amazing.
show.
Yeah.
So I
She's
get
what?
like confusion.
Pushing 70.
She's 70. It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matthew Vaughn, I actually don't hate as much as everyone else does, but I think
bad career.
The 4-year Kick 3 is dreadful. Craig then.
What do you mean the less good Guy Ritchie? Like that's.
No, I disagree. I think Stardust is fantastic. I think we're the right age for Stardust. Stardust is like
Stardust is fun.
Great film.
Charming.
And I think that X-Men First Class, discussed in this podcast, is great. I think the first Kingsman is good fun, although it's very right wing, but it's good fun. I think his other films are all appalling.
What has he made recently?
Kingsman
Argyle.
2, The Kingsman, Argyle.
Fuck,
Argyle, which is obviously indefensible.
One of the great movies that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Munich, Daniel Craig, very good.
With his South African accent that he's doing.
Yes.
Who else is in that movie? Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Kieran Hines.
Yes, he is.
Eric Bana, and who's the other guy? Oh, Jeffrey Rush.
It's
fun gang.
I rewatched that not too long ago. It's a complicated film, given what it's about.
It exists in an interesting place in the conversation around Hollywood and Israel, Spielberg and Israel.
I think it's a really, really impressive film, and
good,
I was very impressed by it when I saw it in the cinema, because I remember thinking, like, you get that opening sequence, and Spielberg knows that you as an audience are bloodthirsty now and you want revenge. And then when the revenge happens, the revenge is extremely messy.
It's muted and
ugly.
You don't get the jingoism.
It's not cathartic and fun at all, which I thought was very impressive. And there's a great line that someone has where at one stage they say, like, butcher's hands, gentle souls. And that to me is the entire movie. I think it's a very good film.
It's a good Tony Kushner production. You know,
it does have problems, particularly Eric Bana having a sex scene while, you know, reliving the trauma of it all. And you get that like very clunky ending with the Twin Towers in the background. It's a good fucking movie though.
Yeah. Munich.
And Craig actually brings a bit of levity.
He does. And 1 year after that is Casino Royale. What are your memories from the announcement that he was cast as Bond?
Oh well, obviously I set up a website called
No Blonde Bond.
BondNotBlonde.com. I remember all that hysteria, which I still think is mental. And it's funny because like I like a James Bond movie, but I've never been like,
no,
this affects my life.
Yeah.
And It was nuts. I think at the time I kind of was like, really? Because it was a bit, untraditional, obviously. And even like the way that we look back at Heath Ledger's casting as the Joker, and we were like, really? Okay.
But who were people expecting?
And then it turned out to be amazing.
Were people just waiting for Clive Owen?
Clive Owen, yeah, they wanted Clive Owen.
Clive Owen would have been a good Bond.
I think he would have been a good Bond.
But Daniel Craig is better.
Probably. And there was a lot of ridiculous, like, I won't go see it, it's ridiculous. And it's like, all right, fine. And
every one of those people has surely has gone back on that since. Like,
I'd say the guy who started that website is probably like, he can't admit it.
He probably has a fucking poster on his wall for one of those movies.
Yeah, the requirements for Bond have loosened. They're just like, blonde white guy, fantastic.
I know, exactly. I mean, people are so afraid now that they're going to diversify Bond.
What? They're giving it to a woman?
The idea of him being a blonde is like, they'd be like, oh, please, yes.
Okay. Remember in like No Time to Die, like Lashana Lynch's character is 007.
And it was framed by the tabloids in Britain as, they're making a black woman Bond. Yeah.
Field day for them.
Everything in the media in Britain about James Bond is so fucking heinous.
You could actually take out the phrase about James Bond there.
I know,
and the still works.
I think, unfortunately, because I like most Bond movies, the Bond brand represents a kind of old school royalist British conservatism, and unfortunately will always probably have that. And
Union Jack parachute.
The worst people care about Bond.
Oh, so of course, yeah.
You can't really.
Alan Partridge is obsessed with James Bond. Like, I mean, it's like,
you can't remove Bond from
that.
Look,
they're fun, and I mean, like, I look forward to the next one. I hope it's good. I thought Craig was a pretty good Bond.
Craig has been Bond for my entire time knowing what Bond is.
Yeah, the films get less good towards the end.
And then they get good again.
Do you think
so? Because No Time to Die is great.
It's garbage. But maybe I need to give it another go. But
Skyfall is one of the greatest action movies of the 21st
Skyfall's
century,
excellent.
I think
I love Casino Royale as well, and I love the Chris Cornell theme song.
think Casino Royale is just a Bourne movie, and I don't like Bourne movies. I have no interest in it.
It's a lot of fun, though.
I think No Time to Die is really satisfying, like Nolan knockoff, Dark Knight Rises-y type thing, which I really enjoy, and has a lot in it. I think that Quantum of Solace is enjoyable.
It works perfectly fine as Casino Royale 1.5.
Yeah, and I think
about that.
Spectre is like unwatchable garbage. Like,
Craig's really good at obviously he's good at the suave stuff and the action stuff, but he's really good when he gets to kind of do character work in those movies.
He's amazing in Skyfall. Him and Bardem and him and Judi Dench have incredible scenes in that.
So much fun in
It's
that
a great script, and like him, you can tell that him and Judi Dench are like treating it as though they're doing a serious play on the West End. Like,
but even like two bits I think of with Craig as Bond. One is in Skyfall where, and again, this caused a lot of uproar at the time because there's a character called Severine, and she's a sex worker, and he fucks her because
this is Eva Green.
No, this is Skyfall.
This is the Bernice Marlowe. Yeah.
Yes, that's her. Who's really, really good in it. She doesn't get a ton of screen time. She gets killed in a scene where he has to, Bardem puts a fucking shot glass on her head. And and in the end, he misses.
And then she's never spoken of again.
And Bardem kills her. And there's a line where like Bardem's like, "What'd you think of that?" And Bond says, "It's a waste of good scotch." And people went mental about that. And I was like, he's saying it as a distraction. He doesn't actually mean it. Like, it's whatever. But also, yes, Bond is Bond. What, the James Bond series is a woman problem? No way.
I think No Time to Die is like they find a good way to compartmentalize the voyeurism into the Ana de Armas sequence, and then once she exits them, and she's great in that scene.
For that one
once
scene,
she exits the movie, there's no more sexy Bond girl stuff.
No.
You treat Léa Seydoux like a three-dimensional character who has had his child, and then the rest of it is like really good character stuff. And I think that movie is a great pivot point to making Bond less cartoony in that way and in other ways.
Well, the thing is, everyone shits on Quantum of Solace, but I think it's actually not a bad film, and it especially works for what it is and when it was made and the constraints and all that kind of stuff. But it has two great Craig bits. One is, so Giancarlo Giannini, who's obviously in the first one because he has to explain to the audience what poker is, which is very annoying, but he's a really good actor. He dies in Quantum of Solace, and there's a bit where Bond like goes through his pockets and then makes it look like a robbery or whatever, and he throws him into a bin. Right. And Olga Kurylenko is like, "Oh, that's your friend, really? You treat him like that?" And Craig has a great delivery where he just goes, "He wouldn't care," and it just says so much about those two characters, what their lives are. It makes perfect sense. Bond accepts that one day he could be thrown into a fucking bin and he wouldn't care. And then later on, when Bond jumps down onto the top of a car in a kind of weirdly shot sequence, but he jumps on top of a car in which someone's in, and the guy who killed Mathis, basically, the Bond is like, "You and I had a mutual friend," and he blows him away through the fucking windscreen. Like, Craig's good at being a dark Bond.
I think it's also been accepted now that Craig probably wrote half the script of Quantum of Solace.
He had to, because the writer's strike.
He does 2 collaborations with Nicole Kidman that are both non-existent: The Invasion and then The Golden Compass. The Golden Compass was a movie so bad that I cried. I was such a big fan of the Philip Pullman books, and I went to see this film with such high hopes, and it is absolutely dreadful. The Daniel Craig character specifically is written out of the film, third act.
What's the name of the character? It has some wacky name,
the dad,
right?
Lord Al Azriel.
Right.
He's the dad of the girl, and he's in it at the start, and then in the book, he comes back in the third act, his big third act with the dad, and the film ends right before they meet him again. So Daniel Craig is only in this for about 10 minutes, and I thought that film was such a fucking hack job on the book. I was so upset. I was like, the first time I ever remember going to see a film as a child and being like, that was fucking awful.
Films can be bad.
Now, the director, Chris Weitz, has since redeemed himself to me by being an excellent podcast guest and explaining in great detail that this film was not his final cut, that he had lost control of it, and that he was out of his depth on it.
It was also a failed franchise starter, am I right?
It was a failed franchise starter, so they later bring it back as a HBO BBC series about 5 years ago where James McAvoy plays the dad.
Oh, and Daphne Keane's in it.
Daphne Keane, Andrew Scott, and Ruth Wilson and stuff. Flashbacks of a Fool, fake
doesn't
English
exist.
Nonsense doesn't exist.
An all-timer of it doesn't exist.
Defiance is an Ed Zwick movie. I read Ed Zwick's very good book, and there's a chapter in it about Defiance, which the message of the chapter is basically that Liev Schreiber fucking sucks. Zionist asshole tried to take over that movie is the worst. Daniel Craig and Zwick seem to have gotten on fine.
Interesting.
Edward Zwick and Chris Weitz are two directors who are very good at talking about being journeymen studio
and
filmmakers.
being honest about their careers,
honest.
yeah.
Cowboys and Aliens, a film I considered doing on the podcast for a really long time. We were like, that'll be our Ford, that'll be our Craig. But it's just not interesting.
No.
Even though our beloved Damon Lindelof's fingers are on that script.
Is Jon Favreau?
It's Jon Favreau directs it. I don't think there's not enough Damon Lindelof influence on that script. It doesn't have enough of his stuff. It's just stupid comic book fucking genre.
Even the name,
shite.
I'm like, fuck.
It's a stupid film, and Daniel Craig weirdly has 4 movies in 2011. He didn't make a film between Quantum of Solace and Cowboys and Aliens, and then within like 6 months, he has Cowboys and Aliens. He's in Tintin, the Spielberg as the like mocap villain. Dragon Tattoo, and then he's in Jim Sheridan's Dreamhouse, which is where he gets together with his now wife Rachel Weisz. And I watched this last week. This is a can I spoil Dreamhouse for you guys? So Daniel Craig moves into a dream house with his wife and kids. And
can I stop there and guess? He's a killer.
He's a killer.
Oh no! Fuck! I literally was just.
He's been in mental asylum, and he's lost his memory of when he was a killer. Or sorry, maybe he's not a killer, but he caused an accident that his wife and kids died.
Was it balloon related?
Now he's exactly. Now he's hallucinating them in his house type business.
I didn't watch this, but it sounds Shutter Island-y.
It's Shutter Island-y. It's a crappy M. Night Shyamalan type thing.
Yeah.
Jim Sheridan also now says I didn't have final cut on that and disowns it a
got
bit.
like 1 star everywhere at the time.
Naomi Watts is
That's
in
really
it as like
great
done.
catch-all excuse if you make it.
I know.
I didn't have final cut.
It's weird. It's a weird one. It's weird for Jim Sheridan to have made it. It's weird for Daniel Craig to be in it at this moment where he's doing Dragon Tattoo, Cowboys and Aliens, films that are probably paying.
Maybe
him
he just
$15
fancied
million.
Rachel Weisz and was
And he
like,
wanted to work
I'll
with
do
her.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just say, like, I love that trope of X is the killer. Like, I remember years ago there's a film called Hide and Seek with Robert De Niro.
No, I don't know.
It's some supernatural
90s thing.
2005, I think.
Weird,
I think maybe Dakota Fanning. It's some and Famke Janssen, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right.
Some supernatural bullshit. But like, I remember seeing a website that had a thing, and they were like, review Hide and Seek, and like it said, like before you click into it, it says like surprising ending. You click in, and the entire review is Robert De Niro's the killer. Big fucking surprise.
Like Skarsgård in this. Daniel Craig loses 7 years of his career basically to just making Skyfall and Spectre. Like, he doesn't do a single other movie between Dragon Tattoo and Logan Lucky, which I didn't really like. Shane and I went on a sneaky Airbnb weekend during COVID to Westport, and we watched that one of the nights, and I was really sleepy, and I thought it was a bit boring.
Like, we were forging documents in case
we were forging
documents.
On the bus. I don't like Soderbergh in this mode. I don't think Soderbergh crime movies.
He's trying to be a Coen brother here.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine.
It's fine.
It's a real watch once.
Craig is fun in it. This was the first hints at him doing his like,
Foghorn
I'm a funny guy. Like,
he's got bleach blonde hair, and his character's called like Ted Bang or something.
There is an extreme movie that does not exist of an unbelievable extent that comes out in 2017.
Okay, I'm gonna try and guess this. Give me a clue.
Well, it stars Daniel Craig and Halle Berry. Academy Award winner Halle Berry. Oh no, Dave. Even for you, this doesn't exist.
Really?
This movie is called Kings.
No.
Don't let your family get caught in the crossfire.
What the fuck is this?
This is a fake movie. Doesn't exist. This film, directed by Deniz Gamze Ergulvin, a foster family in South Central, a few weeks before the city erupts in violence following the verdict of the Rodney King trial.
What?
No one else I've heard of in it. Completely fake. Then,
like tax write-off or something.
Am I right in thinking that you don't like the Knives Out films?
I don't like the Knives Out films. No, I find the first one to be pretty bad, and then I think it just gets worse from there.
I really like the first one. I think the first one's really fun. I think Ana de Armas, Christopher Plummer. We've seen proof that these people are good with Daniel Craig.
They are good with Daniel Craig.
And they're good with Daniel Craig. I'm sure Knives Out is heavily inspired by Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah,
they got the.
I know. Yeah, the crime in the family and the.
Or they got Plummer and Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Knives Out is and Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, exactly. Knives Out is obviously
Dragon alumnus Keith Stanfield.
It's full of annoying topical social media humor, but like
donut hole in a donut.
I think that shit's annoying, but I don't think the Daniel Craig performance is my favorite part of it, but I think it works quite well.
This is the part of the show where I say that I think Rian Johnson sucks, apart from Brick.
Yeah. I'm not going to defend Rian Johnson.
I think pretty much everything else he's done is terrible. And I don't hate Last Jedi.
I don't like Last Jedi. I don't like Looper. I like
Looper is so fucking annoying.
I do like his Breaking Bad episodes. I know they're not really his.
They're fine.
I like Knives Out. I like Glass Onion. And I really did not like Wake Up Dead Man. No. I thought Wake Up Dead Man was awful. I feel like you liked Wake Up Dead Man best.
Glass Onion's the worst. No, the first of the three is quote unquote the best. Sure. It's a garbage franchise. I can't stand it. I remember coming out of Glass Onion in the Lighthouse, and there was like people outside, like when like a friend of yours going to the bathroom and people are kind of congregating, and there was like a few people and big smiles on their faces, and they were like, "Oh God, there was just such a satisfying mystery," and I was like,
I'm one of those people.
I was like, I might go home and throw myself out of
I don't know. These films are like fucking like feed me my piggy slop, fucking give me my Stephen Sondheim on Zoom. Like I want this shit. I want to watch Daniel Craig interacting with other movie stars. We don't get to see it that often. It's a nice treat.
Done with Southern Craig.
I'm done with Southern Craig. I've had more than enough. Anymore. Unfortunately, the risks of him doing that voice in the Chazelle movie are high. We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
Queer did not work for me at all.
Nope.
I was so excited for this. I haven't read The Burrows, so I didn't know what I was in for. But the thought of Daniel Craig, like serious role, embracing the natural homoeroticism he brings to every performance, I was like, this is going to be fantastic. And I thought that film was very tough to get
Does he
through.
bring a natural homoeroticism to every performance?
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think that in stuff like Logan Lucky he does. I think that he does. I think he's got like a kind of a twinkly thing going on where he's interacting with other men in films, even with Skarsgård in Dragon Tattoo, where you're like, oh yeah.
But there's that really good Skyfall
be interested
scene.
Here. With Bardem, it's so good.
Which I love, because that thing of him being like,
I think he flirts with men in films, subconsciously or consciously all the time, and is excellent at it. And I thought Queer was going to be that on steroids, and it was in fact just a fucking William Burroughs thing that I had no interest in. And the young lad in that, I don't care for. The young guy. I can't remember his fucking name. But we have a double header of Daniel Craig working with directors I love coming up in the next year or so. Another return to family franchise, playing the dad stuff. But an excellent one, in my opinion. He's going to be in Greta Gerwig's Narnia and the Magician's Nephew in a great role, which is the creepy uncle who designs magic rings and forces the children to do experiments for him. It's a really fun part. In the original Lewis books, he's like depicted as having like crazy beard and stuff, and I feel like Craig could have a lot of fun with that.
Isn't the early buzz in this movie that it's going to be absolute garbage?
Where'd you hear that?
I can't remember
I've
where.
Heard no buzz that suggests there's going to be garbage.
Jen Gannon sent
wasn't
me
the whole thing they weren't
something.
letting the press do screenings of Barbie because they thought it was going to be a complete train wreck. Like,
yes,
yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to believe it's going to be bad. I don't see why Greta Gerwig would suddenly
taking
make
the Netflix dollar
terrible film.
I don't know.
She's adapted classic novels before.
She's got great people working with her on this. Shot by Seamus McGarvey.
We'll come back to
Meryl
this.
Streep, Carey Mulligan are in it. Look, I love these books. I think.
Sorry, is it finished?
Oh, it's out in November. Yeah, it's finished.
Oh.
Yeah. And they've rewritten the whole playbook on Netflix theatrical to keep Gerwig happy. It's getting an IMAX exclusive window before going to Netflix, all this stuff.
Okay. I hope it's good, but I
think it has potential. And then he's going to be in the Damien Chazelle prison movie with Cillian Murphy, Michelle Williams, and Mia Throppleton.
I basically know nothing about this movie.
So excited for it.
What is the story here?
They're shooting it on Corfu right now, and it is a psychological drama set in a prison in like the 70s between a warden played by Daniel Craig and an inmate played by Cillian Murphy. I think it sounds great.
Yeah,
I think it sounds great.
You might get your dose of homoeroticism there.
You will get your dose of homoeroticism. You unfortunately might get your dose of Foghorn Leghorn-ism, but I have high hopes.
I say, it's preposterous.
Now, my birthday signs it a bit with Daniel Craig. Rooney Mara time. Rooney Mara, younger or older than her sister? I always get confused. I think she's younger.
Younger, has to be younger.
Now,
really?
They're the scions of like a baseball fortune or something, is it?
Something like that. Like how Todd Field is
the Maras,
chewing gum magnate?
The Maras own the New York Giants.
Them. I think they're sitting on like tens of millions.
So Rooney Mara's real name is Patricia Rooney Mara. Yeah. Her surname is Rooney Mara. Kate Mara's name is Kate Rooney Mara. Patricia Mara, she's fully fucking Irish. No wonder she's worked here in 2 different projects. Patricia Mara doesn't quite have the same Lisbeth Salander ring to it.
No. Patricia Mara was arrested at her home in Dalkey last night for copious possession of drugs.
She's in, I'm sure, a film you love, the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Oh, it's so shit. I watched it for the first time not too long ago, actually.
Really?
And I kind of was alarmed at just how terrible it was. I remember I tried to watch it many, many years ago, and I fell asleep during it.
Great.
And then I went to rewatch it recently, and it's an absolute mess. And there's a lot going on in that movie because... So she's in there, obviously, and it's very much clearly like...
I'll give you 20 seconds to talk about this film.
I really like the actor Carl Gallner. It's nice to see him. Jackie Earle Haley, who plays Freddy Krueger, apparently went up to someone on the set one day and went, "Hey, I watched the original of this last night. What a piece of shit!" And they were like, "Oh my god!"
I like Jackie Earle Haley.
It's fucking terrible. It looks awful. It's also really mean spirited.
I'd say so,
in a way that like doesn't like the Freddy Krueger is a mean spirited villain, but this it's like fucked up sadism and it's bad.
She is excellent in The Social Network.
Oh, fantastic.
She gets some of the best lines in that film. You're going to think that girls don't like you because you're a nerd. It won't be true. It'll be because you're an asshole. She's so good. I think she's one of the like top 3 performances in The Social
she walks
Network.
away with
she's amazing.
Every part that she's
and you
in.
can 100% see how Fincher's like, I got to get this woman as the lead in my next film.
Erica Albright, I believe.
I don't know your thoughts on the David Lowery movie Ain't Them Body Saints. Seems like something you wouldn't like.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. It seems like fake Terrence Malick, but
I want to see it. I want to see it. But
she looks like Olga Kurylenko on that poster. That's so weird. Side Effects is good fun.
That's a good movie.
It's like Contagion 1.5.
Yeah,
like, I think it's good.
That's good Soderbergh.
She's good in it. That is the quintessential boy party best pills performance movie of the century. I took the pills. I don't remember what she does in Her. Is she the girlfriend? She's his human girlfriend, right?
I can't even remember.
Amy Adams and Olivia Wilde are both also in it.
And again, rewatched not so long ago.
I think another film where she's like rejected by a guy because he prefers being on his computer.
I think that film sucks.
I didn't like it one bit when I was 15 and it came out. I thought it was awful, and I haven't gone back to it since. I wonder now. I have slightly warmer feelings towards Joaquin Phoenix, and I wonder now with the AI world we're living in, would it speak to me more?
I did this recently because and what it was it was one of those nights where, do you ever have that thing where you're like, oh, you know, everyone scrolls through a movie, they can't pick one, and like Her was on Amazon, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch it another time, and I saw like leaving Amazon in 128 minutes.
Okay, so you had exactly,
and it was like, so I was like, all right, it's going. I was like, it's going on, and then I was like, nah, it still sucks.
Okay. She is in. She gets her second Oscar nomination for Carol, which I really do not care for, and that's a very controversial opinion.
I think it's very good.
Every gay man who listens to Boy Party texts me every time and says, Carol? Well, they say that, and they say, how dare you say Carol is bad. Carol, I don't like. So Carol features my probably least favorite actor and actress currently working, Kyle Chandler and Sarah Paulson.
I've really soured on Sarah Paulson, I will say.
I can't fucking stand Sarah Paulson.
If I ever liked her, I'm not even sure I ever did.
I like her in Studio 60 and nothing else. Rooney Mara gets in a bit of hot water for playing a Native American character in Joe Wright's Pan. She plays Tiger Lily, and this is a weird micro controversy.
But nobody saw this movie.
No one saw it, but everyone's forgotten about it now. But at the time, it was like, what the fuck?
Hugh Jackman's in there.
And he gets all of the Lost Boys to sing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" on top of his pirate ship.
What year are we into this?
15. 15 is peak Rooney Mara. That's when Rooney Mara is like a lead. In
Joe
stuff.
Wright, bad career.
Bad career, very like really not an interesting filmmaker who keeps getting chances to make big movies. I don't understand.
Is he married to Haley Bennett? I think they
interesting. I wouldn't be the first time hearing of it. Have you seen Una with Ben Mendelsohn and Rooney Mara? It's very good.
No,
very fun, like the drama-esque but more serious tone. What if a crazy thing happened in your past? And basically, he's a pedophile that groomed her And she's now an adult woman in her 20s, and she's in love with him, and she goes to find him at his job.
You're not in love with me, are you, mate?
And he's like, fuck off! I got away with that the first time.
This sounds incredible.
And Riz Ahmed is her boyfriend.
This sounds incredible.
Really good
Terrible,
film.
terrible name.
Really good film.
Is it what? UNA?
Yeah, the name.
UNA. Una.
Patricia.
And it's by Benedict Andrews, who made the Gene Seberg thing with Kristen Stewart.
This sounds like a really good movie.
It's good. It's interesting dilemma, and I love Ben Mendelsohn when he's in stuff like this.
He's great.
A great actor.
Yeah.
He's too often in sci-fi nonsense,
and he's too often just playing the villain.
But he's great when he's a lead. He's great.
Wonderful actor.
She's in Lion as the girlfriend.
Is that good?
I really like it. Yeah, it's really good. I don't remember what she does in it, but it's really good.
Okay.
It's a Dev Patel leading role movie. The kids who play like him as a young boy and his sibling are great.
It's been on my watch list forever.
It's good. It's good. Then we have Jim Sheridan's The Secret Scripture. Now,
back for seconds.
A friend of mine who may listen to the show worked on this film, so I don't want to be too harsh, but I did not care for it. And I think the fact that it is a film about Irish history shot in Ireland, and that the lead actors in it are fucking Eric Bana, Rooney Mara, Theo James, and Vanessa Redgrave is kind of insulting.
Again, this doesn't exist.
Where are your Irish actors, Jim?
Is there nobody? Like, surely there's Peter MacDonald, like 10th build or something.
Jack Rayner, 5th build.
There you go.
Peter MacDonald's definitely in there. Kathy Belton's in there somewhere. Brendan Conroy's in there, but it's like...
Shirley Henderson pops up at some stage.
She's not Irish.
Is she not?
Scottish.
I thought she was
That's why
Irish.
she's in I Swear.
See, I thought she was an Irish person doing a Scottish accent in I Swear.
Babu Frick is not, unfortunately, canonically Irish. I wish he was. Babu Frick in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, by the way.
Sorry, WrestleMania was on this weekend,
And
right?
Babu Frick was there.
No, the Mandalorian and Grogu were in the front row at one stage. And
they
they
were-
literally, the commentators were
they're
like,
at the Oscars
oh, they were like, look who it is.
Yeah.
It's the Mandalorian and Grogu. They're here. And I'm like, this is incredible.
They were at the fucking Oscars.
They were at the
as
Oscars.
well.
But this thing of like telling the fans that they're fucking real. I'm like,
Grogu,
so stupid.
Grogu's going to show up to a Trump
Henderson,
rally
she's
next.
real.
Mandalorian doing a run-in in the main event.
So yeah, Rooney and Daniel have both worked on dreadful Jim Sheridan films.
They have that in common.
Close personal friend.
Did you not warn her off?
She's in this weird movie called The Discovery with Jason Segel and Robert Redford, which is about like brain stuff. I remember I wrote a blog post at the time because I thought it was interesting, but that's a forgotten Netflix movie. Lowry's A Ghost Story. She eats the pie.
See, I keep meaning to watch this.
You'd like it. Casey
yeah.
Affleck walks around dressed up as a very scary ghost, and there's a scene where in one single take, Rooney Mara eats an entire pie and then like pukes it up. It's so gross.
I kind of hate
But it's
when
interesting.
I kind of hate when films do that. I watched a film called Buzzard there, which I didn't dig. And there's a scene where a guy eats spaghetti and meatballs for like 5 minutes, and when I realized what I was doing, I just kept skipping forward.
Yeah, it's
I
gross.
was
Sorry,
like,
Casey Affleck is the ghost in that.
He's the ghost, yeah.
Oh, I thought she was the ghost.
No. He's the husband and he's haunting her.
Oh.
She's in Terrence Malick's dreadful Song, which we might do an episode on someday because it's Fassbender, Gosling, Portman, and her, and they're all just like dancing in the streets like to Arcade Fire songs. It's nuts. She's in the terrible Gus Van Sant movie Don't Worry, You Won't Get Far on Foot with her husband, Joaquin Phoenix. I think that's where they start to go out.
exclamation marks and titles always annoy me.
There isn't one.
Are you sure?
No, there's a comma.
Okay.
No, don't worry, comma. You won't get far on foot. No exclamation point.
It feels like it should have.
What, you're not a fan of The Informant? She's in Mary Magdalene with Joaquin from the director of Lion, which
Did
is
that ever get released?
fake movie. I'll tell you a fun fact though. That was on a diff in 2018, and I was a volunteer at the festival, and they were coming in to the premiere in the Savoy. And I was very excited because I might get to go to that. Joaquin and Rooney in the Savoy. And then The Beast from the East happened and they canceled their trip.
Religious film shelved by weather event.
She's in the incredibly forgettable Nightmare Alley.
Oh God, that film is really disappointing.
There's an endless array of actresses in that I can't remember who's who.
Such a nothing film.
Women talking.
Dave listening.
Yes, I used to do a women talking, Lucy, and listening joke a lot.
Thank you. We're the same person.
That is a film with a massive disparity between how much I like the screenplay and how little I like how it looks. And unfortunately, it features Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley, both of whom I'm not mad about.
It looks extremely boring. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it's a really good script. It's a great script.
Okay.
It's a really interesting premise, and it sounds boring, but it's not about Amish women debating whether to leave the men and go and live and flee the abuse that they're experiencing. And you've got Frances McDormand and Judith Hill, or I can never remember this actress's name, amazing older actress, in there as like the older women. And then you've got Rooney Mara and Jessie Buckley and Claire Foy, and Ben Whishaw plays their nice gay friend who helps them escape. And it is a lovely film, and I think a really interesting like feminist text, but it looks like shit. It's sludge. But it's a really good script. And she's in an Italian movie called La Cocina, which I haven't done anything about. And then she came back to Ireland and shot a movie with Werner Herzog and her sister in Dublin last year called Bucking Fastard. and
Jesus
it
Christ.
is
Such a terrible name.
it is about twin sisters. Yeah, it's about twin sisters, and it's set on Orkney.
Has it come out?
No, it's set on Orkney Island. The Mara sisters were walking down Capel Street
and
one
there
day.
was a photograph of them, and I guess they were in character, so they look a bit weird. And they were like, these stars look unrecognizable, and I'm like, they're clearly filming the film.
But it's fun that they're in a movie together. And I went to see Herzog do a thing in the IFI, and
welcome to the IFI.
And Hugh O'Connor sat beside me, and on the way out, Herzog came over and was like, "Hugh, great to see you." So I actually got to be kind of like
in his
indirectly
in his orbit
conversation with him, which was cool.
It's still crazy that he's like the villain in a Jack Reacher film.
It's fucking insane. Sorry, he's the villain in The Mandalorian season 1.
I stopped watching it.
Well,
he's really bored.
He's in it. He famously says, "I want to see the baby."
Jack Reacher, first Jack Reacher, legitimately good film. It's a legitimately good film.
Fuck off, Dave.
It is. No. It has an incredible opening sequence with no dialogue,
and then 2 hours.
In which Jai Courtney of all people
shoots someone, and Robert Duvall goes, "That's crazy. He shot a guy." And then Shane, pull up the box office. Christmas 2011, the feel-bad movie of the holiday season.
Keep talking about Jack Reacher.
Dave, have you ever seen the
Jack Reacher? Fucking rules.
Have you ever seen the parody?
See Alan Richardson beat up a guy.
I've never watched the TV show. I have no interest whatsoever.
Sorry, Alan Richardson
in real life.
Yeah.
That's right.
I found out today that there was a movie coming out this Christmas called The Man with the Bag, where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Santa Claus, and he has to team up with a hardened criminal played by Alan Richardson to get his bag of gifts back. Sounds fun. Have you ever seen the parody trailer that the 2011 Muppets movie did of the Dragon Tattoo trailer?
No.
Where they have a fake version of the Immigrant Song cover, and it's like the most Muppety film of 2011, and it's cutting all the shots in black and white.
Do they know that this film is about like violence against women?
I think they do, and they're like we couldn't get the rights to Immigrant Song, so we got a guy to compose this instead. It's very funny.
I do love as well in that trailer, which by the way you did an unbelievable job with the boy party.
I literally just cut the text in.
It's so impressive.
I wish I had footage I could have cut
but
in.
But
as well.
the thing of like where they ramp up the additional kind of like just like spikes on the synth, and I was so disappointed that wasn't in the actual released version.
Oh, it's one of the greatest trailers ever, and the opening title sequence in this film is incredible, and it was crafted by Tim Miller, who was then allowed to direct the movie Deadpool.
Fucking weird.
And Terminator Dark Fate and some other shit he did last year. What was his thing he did last year? Shane, have you got that box office going while I
do. It's ready to go.
So this is Christmas 2011.
Yep.
I think I have a very thorough knowledge of this time in American film history.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be able to
there is
Tim Miller directed fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. All right, great.
I was in Hot Press magazine back in Christmas 2011.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's where I was in my life.
Were you writing about the movies that were coming out at the time?
No, I was more like just kind of a dog's body, doing a bit of everything, really.
Okay. All right. Shane, go ahead.
Where
does this open?
First, this opens number 3.
Okay.
The film number 1 this weekend features an actor we discussed briefly on this episode already.
There's going to be the number 1 and number 2 are both going to be. This is going to be true of both, I believe.
Potentially.
So number 1, is it a 5-star banger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what this is?
No.
4th entry in a beloved franchise that we all really like.
How do you know this? Do you have it up as well?
I know. I just know it.
You just know this?
I know what was out in Christmas 2011.
You're the
I had a movie.
Do you not listen to our episodes?
I do listen.
He does this every week.
2011.
You're the Griffin Newman of the show.
2011 to 2016, I had a blog and I was
okay.
See everything, so.
2011 Christmas.
There's probably a Blu-ray of it there.
There's a Blu-ray of it over there.
4th entry into a long-running franchise.
Yeah, it's one of the best films in the franchise. It's incredible. There's an actor.
Genre, please.
Action espionage.
4th.
Yeah.
Christmas 2011.
Yeah. It's weird that this franchise put out a movie at Christmas.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm usually not bad at this game.
There's a bit of a reignition of the
for sure
of the franchise.
Well, let me tell you, this movie is Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
How did I not know this?
Starring Michael
featuring Cobalt.
Yes. All right.
Featuring Cobalt.
So, if I'm correct, number 2 also features an actor from the Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Because it is Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Noomi Rapace plays a fortune teller.
This is the sequel.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I saw the first one, didn't like it, didn't bother with the sequel.
First one's okay. At least Rachel McAdams is there. The second one's really, really bad.
Rachel McAdams almost always makes a film better,
better.
Except for Send Help, which is not good.
Yeah, it's all right. Fine. The second, Sherlock Holmes 2, most of it set on a train. Very boring.
I like train films.
Yeah, but this is like a Guy Ritchie train film.
Yeah.
Number 3 then is
I do love trains.
Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 4.
Now, I've got the Lucian Wadley review of this film.
Oh,
here.
this will be fun. Okay.
This is a Dave. Let's see. Okay, Dave, you won't be able to get it off this, but this
I'll
is
try.
a 1-star review.
I know what this is.
This is Okay, I'm going to read it in its entirety.
Absolutely could tell you what this is.
Fuck! Exclamation point. How could anyone make such an irritating film? It's about animals.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Is it animation?
Yeah.
It's animated characters live action world.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third in a franchise?
Turner franchise,
Yeah.
I believe.
The actor who plays the villain in this has later gone on to say that he wanted to kill himself rather than make this movie, but he was under contract.
It's like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the squeakquel.
Alvin and the Chipmunks,
Close enough.
Chipwreck.
Hey!
Well done.
Jason Lee said that?
No, David Cross.
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh, don't worry. Jason Lee is hospitalized in the first 10 minutes, so he's not in the movie. The first two Alvin and the Chipmunks films are very enjoyable, and the third one is unwatchable.
What's so bad about it?
They want a boat, I guess?
It's just like...
Is this the chicken? Is this Dave?
This is the chicken one. Yeah. Dave the chicken, yeah.
On the worst CGI volcano you've ever seen in your life.
Have you ever seen the first 2007 Alvin and the Chipmunks?
No.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
You wouldn't like it. But like David Cross...
I liked the cartoon when I was younger.
David Cross in that film is a unbelievable villain performance. He's playing an evil record executive, and imagine just like Giamatti in Big Fat Liar. It's just like, I love when these guys just throw themselves into like a kid's film as a villain. Anyway, continue. We're running so long here.
Next up, we have another man who we discussed in this podcast in great length. His features in this.
Oh, that could be anyone. We've talked about like 100 people.
Who's the main guy we're talking about?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig
is in this.
The Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn.
We gotta...
Not so good.
Haven't seen it.
It's ambitious, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. I got a free DVD, never opened it.
Yeah. See, I liked Tintin when I was younger. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Peter Jackson was going to make the second one, and they never did it. So
now, if you were to get a chipmunk and perhaps a dragon, what would you need to get to house them?
We bought a zoo.
Yeah. We bought a zoo. Now there's a film I enjoy. That's a very charming picture.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
He buys a zoo. Elle Fanning's hanging around the zoo. Thomas Hayden Church and Scarlett Johansson are in the zoo. Sigur Rós did the score. Have I not sold it to you enough?
Is it Cameron Crowe?
Cameron Crowe?
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
It's just like again, I like when Matt Damon plays like a nice father.
It just looks really saccharine.
Absolutely. Oh, it'd make your stomach churn, but like, anyway.
Next up, we got the stacked cast of my favorite Michelle Pfeiffer, Josh Duhamel, Hilary Swank, Robert De Niro.
This is Gary Marshall's New Year's Eve.
I was about to ask, was one of those?
Yeah.
God, I went to see every single one of these films except for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo because I was 14.
Yeah, you ain't getting into that, baby.
No.
Not
I
a
remember
chance.
I was aware of it. Like, I was on the cover. It had a very shocking teaser poster where Craig has his arm in front of her naked chest.
Bare chest, yeah.
And then Empire magazine had this image of her on her knees standing in front of him, standing behind her, which I remember at the time being like, that's very erotic. What's going on here? What else we got?
For some reason, the numbers is just not including the names of two of the films.
Class.
So
Skip them.
7 and 9 are not there.
Skip them. 7, the David Fincher movie. 9, the Rob Marshall musical with Daniel Day-Lewis.
And Fergie.
Yeah.
We got the Muppets and Hugo. We'll leave it there.
Great. Two great films. Okay. Yeah. And you know what? No famous person has ever named this in their Letterboxd top 4.
So how do you? I'm always wondering.
Someone has kept.
How do you find that? Like,
I'm going to shout out the person who's made it possible.
Okay.
A Letterboxd user keeps a master list where they keep track of every single Letterboxd top 4 interview that the official Letterboxd account posts.
Whoa.
And they update it. There are currently 3,000 films on it. They update it so that every film on it has the links to the videos beside it. So I filter by year, find the film, and unfortunately Dragon Tattoo not on there.
Whoever's doing this,
this person is Andre. Their username is Andre GPS.
Holy shit.
What a hero. Yeah, great work. I think all we have time for.
I can see why this wouldn't be in someone's top 4 though.
Absolutely.
No, there's always going to be a David Fincher film you like more.
Well, not that I want to extend this. I know we've already gone long, but like if you had to pick 3 David Fincher films to, bring to a desert island.
Yeah. Social Network and Benjamin Button and 7.
I mean, if you brought this...
Benjamin Button?
Yep.
Are you fucking deranged?
No, I'm not deranged. I like Benjamin Button a lot. Why wouldn't I? That's a beautiful film.
Sorry, that was aggressive.
That's a beautiful film. Yeah. I saw Benjamin Button when I was 10. It was the first Fincher film I saw. I was very moved by it. I think it's got amazing stuff in it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I liked it. I watched it on an airplane.
It's really good.
What are your 3?
Social Network. Yeah, I guess 7 and
Gone Girl.
Yeah, I like Gone Girl.
You haven't seen Mank.
I haven't.
I think
seen
you'd
Mank.
like Mank.
Yeah.
Mank should have had an exclamation mark.
It should have. It did on the poster,
Mank.
but not in the credits. I think we're going to do Fight Club at some point, so we'll probably do another Fincher chat then.
Fight Club's in my top 3. Absolutely.
I am for me.
I am that
do
guy.
It post Cliff Booth, I'd imagine.
That's a good call.
Or wait till there's
the week of.
Yeah, wait till there's a Pit thing coming out.
Yeah.
Funnily, when I ran my Edward Norton masterclass event 2 years ago, I completely forgot that Fight Club existed until 2 days after the event. I hadn't included it in the clips package. I hadn't included it in the research. I hadn't put the poster on the graphic for the event. I just forgot it existed. And I was actually like, you know what? I think I dodged a bullet there.
Deliberate manosphere exclusion.
I didn't want to have to talk about it. I don't have an issue with the film personally, but I didn't want to have the Fight Club debate.
Of course.
With anyone around me.
I totally understand that as a massive fan of the film.
Yeah. When I was in college, the main catchphrase of every online person around me was "fuck Fight Club, that movie sucks." So
yeah, that was the.
It was the cool thing to say in 2018.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just fed up of talking.
He did his
about
best to talk about a certain fighter. I remember
he talked about a different fighter and a club they own in where's the Black Forge?
Harold's Cross.
Crumlin, Drimna.
I mentioned enough Irish far-right agitators on this episode. Thank you for tuning in to our Dragon Tattoo episode. You can find Dave on No Encore.
Yes, please.
And your
listen to
wonderful
No
work
Encore.
at the Irish Independent as well.
Yeah, the Indo Daily podcast, which I work on. But if you're going to listen to one other podcast that isn't Boy Party, make it No Encore every Friday.
It's excellent. And you can be found on Letterboxd and on other Instagram.
At Hanratty Dave. At Hanratty Dave on Instagram.
Very good.
And I'm No_Encore on Letterboxd.
Brilliant. And we look forward to having you back again. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You can visit boypartypod.com, follow Boy Party Pod on Instagram, and try to not get sucked into a web of dangerous crime in Sweden anytime soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.